What's up, everybody? It is time for week 2. Packers versus Colts. Just getting ready for the game to get started here. Should start just momentarily. Packers home opener today. Hopefully, we'll see some more positive results than last week. But of course, we also know that it's going to be with Malik Willis at quarterback instead of Jordan Love. So I'm going to go through the inactives here in just a second right before kickoff. But first, Janelle. What's up, Janelle? Saying let's hope for better tackling, less penalties, and less dropped passes. Amen. Like 3 absolute keys to the game. Even LaFleur spoke this week about how 2 out of those 3, less penalties, as well as better tackling. He specifically mentioned the angles with tackling, taking better pursuit. Those were points of emphasis this week. We have to hope that they get better. And Jacob saying, go Pack, go Pack, go Jacob. So let's get a big Malik Willis legacy here. This is where legends are built, right, Big Al? I mean, we just have to hope for that, right? Like, certainly we have to hope for that. And the thing is, too, it's so interesting that he's going against Anthony Richardson, because what was the book on Malik Willis coming out? Highly mobile, has a very big arm, kind of Anthony Richardson-esque. So we'll have to see if that actually translates. Jacob saying, I'll take 2 out of 3 for sure. Yeah, certainly. I mean, you got to believe if they can do 2 of those 3 that Janelle listed, they should be able to really stand a chance in this game. So let's take a look at the actual inactives list. There were some interesting things here. Jordan Love, Keaton Oladapo, Brenton Cox Jr., Andre Dillard, Travis Glover, and Kobe Wooden. Those are your inactives today. Jordan Love, yeah, we know. I really do believe, like, he got that questionable tag on Friday, and then all of a sudden showed up yesterday. I think they gave him a chance, and then he just couldn't go, and then that's when they moved him to doubtful. In the pregame today, just with the Packers radio network just a little bit ago, Matt LaFleur said that it's going to be sooner than later that Jordan Love returns, that they gave him a chance this week, and it just wasn't there yet. That sounds really, really promising. Other than that, you got Oladapo. Not totally unexpected. He's still learning everything after missing most of camp. Brenton Cox Jr. inactive. They're obviously opting for Aaron Mosby today. Then Dillard inactive. That means that they have Kadeem Telford as the swing tackle today. And then Kobe Wooden inactive as well, favoring to go with someone like Malik Heath or a different player instead today. So there's your kick. Gets into the end zone, and it is Malik Willis time. Packers going to be taking over here with the ball. Dolar Hyde, what's up, Dolar Hyde? Go Pack, go Pack, go indeed. Let's see what we got now. Malik just coming out. I do got to say, I do like him in uniform number 2. It's just something nice about a mobile QB being in number 2. If you're not going to have your kicker do it, I can dig it. So here we go. Snap number 1. Josh Jacobs in the backfield with him, just right behind. Luke Musgrave in motion, kind of moving to like a fullback type role. Kraft also in motion. Handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he goes up the middle for about a gain of 3. I said in the game preview, look, the Colts last week were a terrible run defense team. The Colts beat was also talking about how they were just openly trying to stop C.J. Stroud. They didn't care about Joe Mixon. And it showed as Joe Mixon ran for over 150 yards on him. I think the Packers will try to run a lot, but I expect the Colts to focus almost exclusively on it. Packers are going to have to air it out eventually. 2nd and 7 now. Willis 2 backs with him, and it is another handoff for Jacobs, who finds a little lane, breaks 1 tackle, crosses the first down play, and gets up to about the 45-yard line. Good start for Jacobs. What's up, Scott? Hey, John, I hope a W goes with it. Yeah, it would be real nice, right? Just realistically, I know the odds aren't great. The longer you start your season, and whatever. Of course, the playoff odds get less and less and less. They eventually got to rattle off one of these wins, right? Depending on how long Jordan Love is out. But hopefully it'll come today. It could make a lot of sense for it to come today. Malik Willis taking the snap. It's a play action, but he's got a free rusher coming off the right side, but he misses the sack attempt, dumps it off to Tucker Kraft, who breaks 1 tackle. Gain of like 13, 14 would be a first down, but we got a flag. Nice evasion there by Willis. That guy looked at first blush like completely unblocked coming off the right side of the line. Willis just kind of sidestepped him, but let's see what we got for the flag. And that's an illegal man downfield on Josh Myers. Josh, where you going, buddy? Why? So that cost the Packers a first down. There's okay, so there's Tom, Kraft, Myers. I guess Myers just went too far in his zone, I guess. All right, let's see what we got. Willis now in shotgun for this 1st and 10 at about the 40. Jaden Reed in motion, coming in and out. Marshawn Lloyd is active today. He gets his very first carry. He cuts it outside. Ooh, he cuts it big. That's a first down run for Marshawn Lloyd. About 11 yards on the ground. And, geez, another flag. Well, we got like 3 plays without a flag? Jiminy Crad, it's holding on the Packers. Come on. Let's see who this one's on. How fun. And that one's going to be on Josh Myers, who ripped the defender's helmet off. Nice. Oh, and LaFleur is screaming at somebody running around without a headset. He's yelling at the refs. Ooh, LaFleur getting toasty. Oh, maybe they didn't call it on Ryan? Well, as you noticed, Marshawn Lloyd is active for the first time in his career today. And that was really kind of previewed by the fact that they didn't call up a running back yesterday. So, NFL debut for Marshawn Lloyd today, and what would have been a really nice first carry if it would have counted. Green Bay now back on about the 35, 1st and 20. Willis takes the snap at shotgun. It is a handoff for Jacobs, who goes up the left side, and the Colts miss a tackle. Jacobs running into Colt territory, getting all the way to about the Colts 30. That should be about a 30-yard run for Josh Jacobs. Hey, we'll take that. Chris Hand, hello to you, sir. And they ran it right behind Myers and Jenkins. Jacobs squirting his way right on through the line. We will take that all day. Very nice. Then eventually he's just kind of tackle shoved out of bounds. They officially get up to the 31. Tucker Kraft now in the backfield with him. Malik Willis again a handoff. This one to Emmanuel Wilson, I do believe, getting the ball and gaining about 2 right up the middle. It was talked a lot this week, especially different places, about Malik Willis having several NFL turnovers before he has an NFL touchdown. Hopefully that can change on this drive as the Packers are pursuing in. 2nd and 7 now, 12:07 to go in the first. Malik Willis in shotgun. For the Colts, both Buckner, the defensive tackle, and Pay, the defensive end, are playing. Emmanuel Wilson taking the carry, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Shut down. Jones is in the vicinity. Few other guys as well. No gain. Sets up 3rd and 7. And this is the exact situation you don't want with your backup quarterback in 3rd and long. 3rd and 6 officially. They gave him 1. How generous. Malik Willis in shotgun. Wilson, the running back, next to him. Oh, no, they backed it up to 3rd and 7. Never mind, they took the yard back. Willis takes the snap, and he throws it over to Jaden Reed. Reed's got to make a cut. Can't do it. He's brought down right away by number 20 of the Colts. That's going to set up 4th and intermediate, what is for sure to be a Braden Narveson field goal. Yeah, I mean, Packers, I think, kind of telegraphed what they were doing there. And Emmanuel Wilson didn't block anyone, especially not Nick Cross, the starting safety for the Colts, the one who made the tackle. He was able to freely run at Jaden Reed to bring him down immediately, so no gain on that 4th and 7. Wilson has to pick up that guy. He has to see that there's a defender who's streaking to the play untouched. So here we go, Wheeling with the hold. Narveson in for the kick. 4th and 7 officially. This will be a 46-yard attempt. Under 5 on the play clock. Snap. Kick. Narveson squeaks it in. It's good. 3-0. Green Bay. Oh, let's see what we got. No, I got to update this first. Claudia's not here. I got to do it. All right, let's see. But Packers do take an early lead. We'll take it. 3-0 Green Bay. Let's see what we got. Kevin Kebbels, run it again. That'll fool him. The thing is, I don't think it would. And that play, like the play to Reed there was just so telegraphed. You've got Reed in motion, crossing from the right side to the left side. And all he did for his route was just continue on the motion, essentially. Cross read it like a book. And with no blocking there, that play was cooked from the get-go. Scott saying our offensive line doesn't look very good. I don't know. On some of those runs for Jacobs, it cleared path just fine. I mean, that 30-yard carry especially, like they did open the gap for Jacobs. I would pin that play specifically on Emmanuel Wilson because it looked an awful lot like Wilson was, because the two linemen had their guys. And then Wilson was kind of tapering behind a little bit. And rather than hitting the safety who was cutting across to make the play on Reed, he just kind of followed the two O-linemen. I got to believe that would have been Wilson's responsibility in that blocking pattern. Scott, thank God no Carlson. Who knows what it would have been with Carlson. But yeah, Narveson did hit. It didn't go to the middle like Narveson likes to kick it, but it at least stayed in the upright. So it's good. We're up 3-0. Commando G-Man, okay, right? Positive start. We have a lead right now. The thing that I'll say about this kind of game, anytime you walk in with your backup quarterback, especially a backup quarterback who's been there 20 days, I think I saw earlier, is like the official count of how long he's been in Green Bay. With a mobile one, this can just be fun. Like, of course you want the Packers to win, right? But we should see a slightly different brand of offense today. And that can open the door to really some fun times. So let's just have fun today. Scott saying the penalties. Yeah, the two really crushed him. I mean, he had Marshawn Lloyd's first NFL carry. Would have been a first down. Nope. Back that up because Myers lost track of where he was. And then you've got another one with the holding penalty. Nope. Back that up too. With a backup QB in and a Colts defense, which is, it's not great, but it is very assignment sure. Let's say that. You can't shoot yourself in the foot with stupid penalties. You're going to have enough to compensate for with a deficient quarterback being in. For your O-line to just lose its mind and back yourself up? Nope, not good. Not good at all. Kebble's saying, I will be in and out, sadly, with spotty Wi-Fi. Oh, well, you are welcome here whenever you can make it, Captain Kebble's, but I get it. We had some of that earlier this week. It's not fun. Narveson now with the kickoff. There it goes. And it's flying into the end zone, out the back of the end zone. Colt's going to take the touchback. Big Al saying the running game looks good despite the flags. If we keep this going, just wait for the play action shot. They're going to have to air it out eventually, right? The Colts beat already talked a lot this week. Basically, any Colt beat reporter I could find mentioned at least once in their stuff that the Colts were going to focus almost exclusively on the run, because they gave up that 200-yard performance to the Texans last week. The Packers are going to have to eventually do something different, and more than just like a sweep to Reed at the goal line or the line of scrimmage. All right, Richardson taking over, 10:30 on the clock. Of course, they're at the 30 following the kick out of the end zone. And it's a handoff to former Badger Jonathan Taylor, who gains 3. Keyshawn Nixon, Kenny Clark, and Isaiah McDuffie all in on the tackle. Kevin Kebbell saying Colts feel like one of those high-floor teams that are good enough to stick around, but could also pull a backbreaker on you if you let them stick around too much. Yeah, the only thing that I would add in is they're so boom or bust. I almost feel like rather than being a high-floor team, maybe the defense is high-floor, but the offense I feel like is tremendously variable. And like some weeks they may look awful and some weeks they may look unbeatable. Richardson, see? That's what I'm talking about. Incomplete pass from Richardson. Setting up a quick 3rd and 7. Richardson basically just tried to throw it over the middle. Looked like a quick slant or out, something to that effect. And it was not where his receiver was. Incomplete. 3rd and 7. And that's the thing. Like Richardson, they was talked about in the Fox pregame a little bit. Richardson has the power to, like, mid-sack or slip or whatever, sling the ball 60 yards down the field because his arm is that strong. He also has the ability to just completely miss slants or small stuff. That's Richardson right now. All right, so 3rd and 7, he's in shotgun, and he takes the snap. Packers trying to get pressure. Rashawn Gary coming in. There we go. Complete to Jonathan Taylor, but Isaiah McDuffie making more of a highlight than he ever had last week. Hits Taylor. I think they're going to call that incomplete because I don't think he finished the catch. Yes, looks like that's the case. 4th and 7 now for the Colts. Forcing a punt. There you go, D. Oh, Taylor never even had control of it. And then McDuffie makes sure that it hits the ground. That was a nice pursuit there by Isaiah McDuffie. Even if Taylor would have caught it, would have been a tackle. Very, very nice. Packers forcing an early punt from the 32 of the Colts. All right. Commando saying, well, defense ready. And the punt is up and it soars to about the 18-yard line where Jaden Reed makes the fair catch. And there we go. Brad, what's up, Brad? Let's go, Pack. Let's go. Cabin Couple saying defense, meant defense is good enough to keep them. Okay, I gotcha. Definitely meant defense is good enough to keep them around for one of his Richardson bombs. Should have worded it, but it's all good. I got you. But that's the thing, right? Like the defense of the Colts is good enough. You want to talk about from a talent perspective, they're lacking? Yeah, totally would get that, especially with like Blackman out from the secondary. Buckner may be limited today. Pay may be limited today because if you missed it at the top, they are both active today. However, I would expect that both will at least be on semi-pitch counts or reduced workloads. That will affect the Colts front, certainly. But the defense is still coached by Gus Bradley, still a competent group, even if not a star-studded one. And that may keep them around just long enough for Richardson to do something. I very much agree with what you're talking about there, Kebbles. It's kind of how the Colts are built, honestly. So, there you have it. 3-0 Green Bay, about 9:39 to go in the first. The full list of inactives for the Colts was Tanner Bortolini, the former Badger. He's a healthy scratch today. Blackman, their starting safety. Ellinger, their third quarterback. Freeland, a depth offensive lineman. And Will Mallory, the tight end. Let's see. Big Al. Most of the Packers and Colts always come down to the wire. Yeah, and the Packers, I know I looked it up earlier this week. I think the Packers have dropped the last 3 to the Colts, of course, because they don't play the Colts often. That does go back a little bit. But I think they've dropped their last 3 to the Colts. Brett saying, hey, bro, when do you think Love will be back? So in the Packer pregame today on like the Packer radio network, LaFleur in his quick little pregame interview said that they tried to give Love a chance this week. It just became apparent yesterday that he wasn't going to make it. That's when the downgrade came, and he will be back sooner than later. I can't think of why at this juncture. Like Tuesday, Wednesday of this week with LaFleur like saying, we're going to give him a chance. It's like you want to chalk that up to being gamesmanship or whatever, keep the Colts on their toes. Fine. Like I could go with that. But now that we're stretching this like past the game today, I just don't think it serves much purpose anymore because no one's going to believe it. So I really take LaFleur this morning at his word. I think they'll give him a chance next week. I've been circling week 4 as like the most likely bring him back for a game against the Vikings as opposed to on the road in Tennessee next week. I think week 4 is, missed 2 weeks with the injury. I think that's quite reasonable. That's my guess. But of course, maybe it could be next week if he really is making progress. And it is better than we've all believed all along. Gavin Keble saying, we winning. Yes, we are. 3-0. All right, Malik Willis in shotgun. He's got 2 backs back there with him. He takes the snap, and this is a little toss to Jaden Reed, who finds a lane, Jaden Reed, and he's into Colts. Is he into Colts territory? I'm not quite sure yet, but a little bubble screen there for Reed. It should be at least a very nice gain of about 20. Yeah, expect a lot of this from Willis today, but this is exactly the game plan that they've got to work. And I'm sorry, no, they're not on Colts territory. That's still their side of the field. Lost track of that a little bit. I'm sorry. And so the Packers have the ball on their own 40-yard line now, following the play to Reed. That was nice. Get the ball in your playmakers' hands however you can today. Willis taking the snap. Hand off to Jacobs. Nada. Gain of maybe about 3 up the middle before he's clobbered. Kevin Keble saying you just have to assume they legit are thinking he had a 40% chance to play, at least with all that talk by the team. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what it was. Like, he was questionable going into the workout yesterday, and they're like, all right, we'll give you a chance. If you can come out and prove to us at the walkthrough, that would have occurred on Saturday, you got a chance. And then he came in, and it was just apparent that he wasn't going to go. So they're like, all right, we'll hope for a miracle. We'll put you at doubtful rather than out. It just didn't happen. Another handoff to Jacobs. Tries to find a lane. Again, nothing really going. Gain of about 4 there. Should set up 3rd and shorter than we had at last drive, so that's at least a plus. Alvin Kamara, get yourself a touchdown. The Saints' offense looks good. Why is it looking so good over the last week and quarter? All right, here we go. 3rd and 3, officially under 20 to go on the play clock. 8:05 to go in the first quarter. Malik Willis in shotgun, Josh Jacobs out there with him. I saw for sure Tucker Kraft and Ontavian Wicks both on the field. And it's a handoff to Jacobs. Got to get this first. Jacobs makes a cut. There we go. Gain of about 5 for Jacobs. So the Packers get a first down. The second he got that ball, it was apparent he was going to have to make somebody miss since there were 2 Colts and 1 Packer, and he did. And the offending Colt who missed was Jones. Not a bad guy to pick on there. I detailed in the game preview how Jones had himself a rough coverage week last week. How the Colts had a rough tackling week last week. Go against their weaknesses, Green Bay. All right, here we go. Willis under center for this next snap. Dontavian Wicks in motion, but it's another handoff for Jacobs. And Jacobs tries spinning, gains 6-7 on his first down carry, second down. Ooh, what's this, Captain Kebbles? 49ers struggling. Sorry, I'm petty. Never mind the 49ers struggling. I didn't see what the score is yet. I only got the Packer game up, but I am not upset to hear it. Let's say that. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4. Looks like, yeah, that is Musgrave on the field at tight end. 2 wide receivers with Tucker Kraft also on the field. Handing it off now, Emmanuel Wilson in at running back, and he gains about 2. Sets up 3rd and short to about 3rd and 2 now. His time is continuing to tick away, 6:25 to go in the first. Those run plays, I can tell you the game's going a lot quicker than last week's did. Last week's game, the game time was nearly like 4 hours. Man, there were parts of last week that just dragged. Not this week so far. 6:08 to go in the first. If you are wondering where Claudia is, she's at work. She'll be here for the second half. All right, Wilson in shotgun. Christian Watson motioning from one side to the other, and it's a handoff for Emmanuel Wilson. That's a gain of about 4, and that's what you call a Packer first down. Janelle saying, run it again. As long as it works and they can't stop it, yes, I'm down. Honestly, the Colts are doing an even worse job stopping it than they thought they would. So keep trudging. Why not? If it works, it works. All right, Packers again going with 2 tight ends out there. Bo Melton as well. I do believe this could be a run play. 2 tight ends and Bo Melton with Jacobs on the field as well. That's an ingredient. And it's an end around to Bo Melton. Go, Bo, go! Yes, Bo Melton with a gain of about 14. What did they really get him down? I'm going to be interested to see where the refs mark that when I don't have sound on. But Bo Melton on an end around gets himself a first. Bo is the truth. Bo knows. Yes, give Bo the ball. Love it. But just a simple play here. Fake the handoff to Jacobs, then pitch it to Melton, who's coming around the outside. Excellent downfield blocking by the Packers as well. And so Melton, that was his mouthpiece, not a flag, the yellow little bit that you saw flying on the field there. But are they going to mark him down at the first contact? I think these got to be, right? Yeah, down. Okay, so they're going to call him down at the first tackle attempt. Yes, Brett. Let's go, Pack. Let's go. Oh, all right. Now we got to fiddle with the clock. Okay. Captain Kettles, Bo knows. Bo's the truth, man. Love it. Bo, what? Yeah, I think the refs are just sorting out clock and where exactly the ball should go and all that kind of jazz. 4:50 to go in the first now, as the Packers are lining up. Certainly already in field goal range, I do believe. Yeah, they're at the 20. So Willis in shotgun takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs. A familiar refrain, and Jacobs goes up, and Jacobs, that's a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. And there's a flag. Holding on the offense. Never mind. Forget the 20-yard touchdown run. We're going to go backwards instead. Come on. Who did it? Sheed. All right, so Sheed got called with the hold. Is that what they're calling a hold? Someone with sound on, help me out. Was that little replay what they're saying the hold was? The hand on the outside of the pad? Because I know technically that may be holding, but also kind of looks like the kind of block that happens every single play. And certainly one that happened last week. All right, so forget the 20-yard touchdown run for Jacobs. Now we have 1st and 20 on the 30 because we want to make this exciting. Willis in shotgun. He fakes the end around to Reed. Instead, it's a carry for Marshawn Lloyd, who gets 4. And that's going to set up 2nd and 16. 4:25 to go in the game. Hey, Janelle saying penalties. It was a thing last week. And the thing is, too, if it were the Packers defense racking up all these penalties, playing with their head on fire, too much in their heads because it's a new scheme, new players, etc., then I get it. If it were Jordan Morgan having a couple penalties first game, then I get it. But the vast majority of these penalties are coming from guys. And here we go. Run for Malik Willis. That's at least a nice gainer. We'll see where they mark it. Sets up 3rd and intermediate-ish following the run from Malik Willis. But as we've seen the last 2 weeks, so many of these penalties are coming from Josh Myers or Rasheed Walker. Guys who not just are experienced, but guys who have been around or starters for multiple years now. That's the part that's most disappointing to me. All right, so that very well might have been an option for Malik Willis. Nice to see that in the playbook for Willis. And a nice gain there. Sets up 3rd and 4 officially now. Packers with the ball up to the 14-yard line. We're in shotgun again. Wicks in motion. Under 5 on the play clock. Willis takes the snap, and he's looking to the right. And he completes it to the right. Wicks is in for the touchdown. Flag? Huh? Hey, no flag. That's a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. Malik Willis with his first passing touchdown. Wicks is the one in. Very, very nice. We will take that. Absolutely. Oh, sure. The corner for Indianapolis thought he had a play on the ball, but he didn't. The ball went screaming past him. That was Kenny Moore, the slot corner by the Colts, who missed it. And Wicks then just runs his way in for the touchdown. Yeah. And Narvison on for the extra point. Let's see here. I think that was deflected. Who cares? It's still good. 10-0 Green Bay. Woo! Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's see what everybody else out there has. We cooking? Yes, indeed. Scott saying Wicks. Yes, indeed. Captain Keppel seems I'm slightly ahead, so I shall refrain. I apologize if I'm behind. I got YouTube TV rolling today. Janelle saying Wicks caught it. Yes, indeed. He was the receiver on that one. Commander, let's go. And then Captain Keppel's Willising our way to victory. I'm sorry, I had to. Hey, whatever works today. And then Big Al, let's go. Malik Willis legacy game. Yes. The only thing for it to be a legacy game is he's got to get it downfield at least once. But hey, who cares? Pile up the stats. Let's build up a lead. Love to see it. And that drive, eventually, yeah, they still got to get the ball down the field sometime, right? But that had what looked like a QB option for Malik Willis and wrinkle that they would have added just for Willis. Then it had an effective run game. It had quick passes. This is the makings of what is a survivable offense for Green Bay. Really, really nice drive there. All right, let's see what else we got here. Love it. Who's your daddy from Brett? Scott saying my favorite Pack receiver. Wicks is your favorite? I personally got to probably lean Jaden Reed, but Wicks is such a wonderful complement to Reed in so many ways. And then you also have Watson. Love the diversification in their receiver room. And then Gary saying, wow, let's go Packers. What a great start, John. Yes, it is. Now we'll see if the defense ultimately can keep up, right? Flight risk snug Caldwell. What's up? Let's go. 10-0. Indeed. Double-digit lead for the Green Bay Packers. Brett saying, Bo Melton is my fave. I think all of you know well how much I adore Bo, for sure. I do very much understand Bo's place on the team, and I know he's not going to get the most receptions, and Jaden can just be used in so many ways. But yeah, I'll take that, Tennessee. You can't develop a QB. Oh, no, but we can. We can, and it's what we do. In fact, better than, anyone. Absolutely. Clifford, of course, Clifford is Willis's hype man. And huge play for Green Bay. Love to see that. Cowboys, 49ers losing. Oh, what a shame. Only by 3. It is still losing, and it counts. We will take that all the way. Absolutely. I did see, was it false? Anyone out there know? Anyone actively on right now? I saw a report like earlier that McCaffrey was going to be out for 6 weeks, but I couldn't get that verified anywhere. Is that false? Anybody know? Okay. All right. So now Anthony Richardson and company coming back out. 10-0 Green Bay. Kick goes out of the back of the end zone again. Oh, let's see what we hear. Stuck Hallwell, true, yeah. Saints beating Cowboys. Those Saints, I saw Kamara got the touchdown earlier, so they're still holding on to their lead. Don't mind that either. I will say, just personally, though, my disdain is greater for the Niners than it is for the Cowboys. I get the Cowboys, but like, it's much greater for the Niners. Oh, and a nice run there for Jonathan Taylor as he goes up the middle. Didn't look like he completely broke a tackle, but we did have some Packers not exactly keep their footing. And so that's a nice first down carry for Taylor. Gain of in between 15 and 20, it appeared. So there's Javon Bullard. Bullard went to pursue. Bullard made the tackle. All right, Richardson with a quick play action, and he gets the ball out fast. Hits number 16, the receiver. That would be Doolin last week. Doolin's kind of the sneaky receiver for the Colts. Doesn't get a lot of press like some of the other ones, but last week had a 54-yard touchdown catch. He's a nice, I don't want to say gadget, but he's a nice tool in the toolbox that they don't pull out all that often. Quay Walker on a blitzing pursuit. Anthony Richardson overthrow. There we go. That's a pick for Xavier McKinney, of all people, who then is brought down at the 30. Xavier McKinney on his way, on pace for 17 interceptions this year now, with another one this week. Richardson just airmailed it, overthrew it. Richardson, not always that accurate of a QB. And there it is. Quay Walker, the one creating pressure. Oh, sure enough, he just sailed it over Pierce, over Alexander, and right in to the patient hands of Xavier McKinney. Yes. Already up 10-0. Now it's Packers ball. Ooh, woo. The vibes are immaculate. Kevin Keppel saying, Cowboys losing? Hey, you mistreating Saints. Sorry. Yeah, people laughed at me for saying the 49ers and Eagles being banged up helped GB more than Dallas. I mean, yeah. So to expound on that, like my personal disdain for the Niners has a lot more to do with the recency. And plus two, like I'm always going to have a soft spot for Big Mike. He was a Super Bowl winning coach for us. I get the complaints towards the end, but like, dude was still a really good coach for us. So I got a little soft spot there. Go Pack, go! Absolutely. Cowboys Xavier cashing in that check. And Green Bay is thrilled that they wrote that check to this point. Xavier McKinney is everything as advertised through 5 quarters of football. And that's everything for this defense. Steven saying no time to let off the accelerator. Very much agreed. This is very much LaFleur's first year quote of all gas, no brake. Like now is not the time to all of a sudden pull back. But at the same juncture, given the offense that they're running, I'm not sure how much more they could pull back. It's just their run game is working. The short passes are working. So we'll see. Oh, another commercial for Tom Brady. How nice. Did anyone see Tom Brady's spot on the pregame this year, or like this week on Fox pregame, where they invited him in to talk with Gronk for a couple minutes and chat? It wasn't the most natural thing in the world for good old Tom. Let's say that. Keppel saying Jerry Jones wants to F over the Packers via ending money sharing between teams. I despise the 49ers, but Jerry Jones is a threat to the only team that matters or tries to be. Suffer, old man. Yeah, okay. That's a valid argument, and one I didn't really consider. That is true. But that's also just kind of Jerry being Jerry. He's had that stance for like eternity. So, I don't know. And it stands no chance in sweet goodness of passing. So, all right, here we go. Yep, they're just showing a replay of the interception. Big Al, what's with the new NFL fashion trend with baggy sleeves? This ain't the early 2000s. I think players are viewing it as vintage. So, Jaden Reed on a cutback. There we go. He's got some yardage, and that's a gain of about 15 for Jaden Reed on the ground. And then he rolls off kind of weird. Nope, he's good to go. Okay. Woo. Yep, just a simple handoff to Jaden Reed, who was basically in there playing running back. He was in the backfield next to Willis. He takes the handoff, gets a first down. Get the ball into Jaden Reed's hands however you can. First down, Green Bay. All right, here we go. Josh Myers is going to be snapping the ball here to Willis, who's in shotgun. Reed motioning from one side to the other. Carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's hit at the line, but he at least lunges forward. Gain of about 4 on the ground. Brett saying can't stand Brady. I mean, every so often, like when he's on pods and stuff, he's got really, really tremendous insight. But this just looks terribly awkward for that man. Mark saying, wow, this is going better than expected. Indeed it is, Mark. Yes, it is. 10-0, and we're now a yard away from being in Colts territory again. Willis now in shotgun. Kraft motioning from one side to the other. 2 running backs back with Willis, or not 2 running backs. It's Jacobs and Wicks back there. Jacobs getting the carry. Jacobs going forward. Gain of about 14. They are now in Colts territory, and as Janelle says, this is the Reed and Jacobs show with splashes of Dontavian Wicks in the red zone. We will take it. This is how you survive in this offense, like with Willis under center. It's working. Oh, okay. Looked like Kraft kind of guessed the wrong guy to block there, but still, nonetheless, Jacobs got off to the side and created a good gain. Musgrave now going in to play kind of a fullback. Kraft in motion. Josh Jacobs the carry. Josh Jacobs running, trying to spin out. He does not. Gain of about 1 on the ground. Setting up, should be about 2nd and 9. Malik Willis, the Packers have scored 10 points. Packers have racked up a lot of yards, right? And Malik Willis is 2 of 2 for 14 yards with 1 touchdown. This is the best kind of game so far. And that should do it for the first quarter. Looks like the Packers are going to allow this to run out. First quarter in the books. 10-0. Green Bay Packers. Campbell saying happy I started reading fantasy so far. I did too. Steven saying it's more than the size of the ship, but the motion, the ocean. Go pack, go. Campbell saying pony package sighting. Yeah. Kebbles, I love watching Brady. Then 2020 happened. Yeah, it was Darius. Brad saying, let's go pack Cheesehead Nation. Who's your daddy? Kebbles saying, if we get the 2nd seed or better and MLF wins all but one of his games without Jordan or better, NFL has to start respecting him. I saw some of that sentiment this week. Like, I think there was even one article that was written out there about how this is the true test for Matt LaFleur. If Matt LaFleur can pull this off with Malik Willis, then we'll know for sure. And my only thought to that was like, how many times do we have to write a similarly versed article, right? Because the same exact thing was said last year. If Matt LaFleur can make it work with a first-year starter at quarterback, if he can effectively replace Aaron Rodgers, then it'll work, right? Or then it became, well, if he can make this offense work with all of these babies around Jordan Love, then he'll be respected as a great coach. Even beyond that, when he came in his first year. If he can handle Aaron Rodgers and reverse the trajectory of Rodgers, then we'll know we got something. It's like he's passed nearly every hurdle. I certainly had my issues with him last year. I think he took way too long to open up the offense. I think he did a lot of the pacing wrong in the first half of the year. But ultimately, it feels like an awful lot like here's a coach who's kind of passed every hurdle who's been passed at him. And now the big bugaboo, to me, he'll be respected as a great when he actually wins the big game for Green Bay. We just got to get to another big game to give him another chance. But other than that, he's passed every hurdle that's been thrown at him in at least some way. And Malik Willis is just the next one. I think at this point, honestly, LaFleur kind of deserves the benefit of the doubt. All right, 10-0 Green Bay. Pressing to make it more. Man, no, there's no way that footage is from today. Looks like just a commercial. Oh. But it is a nice day out here. Like, it's a nice day in Wisconsin today. A little warm, but clear, that's for sure. 164 rushing yards for the Green Bay Packers and 13 minutes time of possession. Keep Richardson off the field. Keep your guys on it. That's how you win. The only bugaboo on that little graphic for the Packers, 3 penalties, 25 yards, compared to the Colts having 0-0. That's bad. That's got to get fixed. All right, here we go. Willis in shotgun. Packers on the Colts 40. Jaden Reed in motion. Doesn't mean it's going to him, though. Handoff to Josh Jacobs. Gain of about 4 underneath the mass of bodies. 14:50 to go in the half. Hurry up. We're going hurry up offense. Shotgun Malik Willis, and he takes a snap, and he's throwing the ball. Romeo Dobbs on an out. First down for the Green Bay Packers, about 12 yards. Love it. Keep the Colts backpedaling a little bit. And Willis, is that the farthest he's thrown the ball downfield? I think it might have been. That was about 12 yards downfield. First down, Green Bay. Nice way to open up the second quarter. Now 3 of 3 for 22 yards, it says. Although the math ain't mathing on that. Maybe. Maybe it was about an 8-yard play. I might have the yardage mixed up. All right, so 28-yard line now for Green Bay. Willis in shotgun, and he takes the snap. Quick out to Marshawn Lloyd, who makes the catch. Tries to find a lane, but there's just too many Colts on that side of the field. Rasheed Walker can't clear all of them, and so a couple-yard gain on the completion. Yeah, thinking back on it, I think that was actually only about an 8-yard play to Dobbs on the out, since they had one carry before that. All right, 2nd and 7 now for Green Bay. 13:45 to go in the half. And Green Bay officially with the ball on the 26, I do believe. Willis takes the snap, and it's another handoff. This one gets locked up pretty quick. Marshawn Lloyd on the carry, gain of 1, maybe 2, setting up 3rd and intermediate. I like it. Kebble's saying, I like that Willis seemed to embrace being on the team when he arrived. He clearly seemed bummed. He knew he was just going to be a backup again. But he seemed overall positive and happy to play a part. I think it's got to be disappointing for any QB to not be playing, right? But at the same time, I think Willis was probably realistic about, it's not like I'm going to leave somewhere and get a starting job. He hasn't shown that. This is his chance, honestly, to show it. Willis takes the snap in shotgun, and he rolls out right. He's avoiding pressure. He's trying to find somewhere to go, but he takes off running instead, and he's inside the 5. Don't you hurt yourself, Malik. So he gets up to about the 4-yard line when he's kind of hit as he was preparing to slide, it looks like. But nonetheless, huge first down for Green Bay. And it looked like he was aiming to go with the ball to the left, but then pressure from the interior came in. So he rolled out to the right, found a lane, and then gets all the way up to about the 4-yard line. So should set up 1st and goal for the Green Bay Packers now. Yeah, Willis, I don't like how he went down at all. It looked like half of him wanted to slide, half of him wanted to keep going. And then he took a hit, and he just kind of went into his knee. Buddy, don't slide like that. I know Clifford's elevated, but we don't want that. Oh, yeah, he bent even more than I thought. Willis, slide, man. Kebble's saying Vikings and 49ers struggling. Oh, yeah, Sunday is God's day. Dude, listen, I'm excited. I don't blame you. This is what we hope for. This is the best. Janelle, you need to learn how to slide. Yeah, that was ugly. And that's not Halfley. That's Campanelli. That's their linebacker coach, I do believe, that they just showed. Yeah, that hit was not nice, Janelle. His body bent backwards on that. And you take too many of those and you're done. Yep, ref signal, the clock is rolling. 12:20 now to go in the half. Packers officially do have the ball on the 4. Willis in shotgun, joined by Jacobs in the backfield. Trips off to the left, one receiver off to the right. Except now Watson's in motion from left to right. Hand off to Jacobs. Yeah, he pushes through. It looked like he was breaking for the end zone, but instead he lost the football, fumble, and that's recovered by the Colts. 2nd week in a row with a fumble for Josh Jacobs. You cannot screw up when you have a backup quarterback in, and Josh Jacobs just did. Yeah, just straight up, just stripped by number 44. Jacobs, come on. Ball was stripped down as Jacobs was at the 1. If he would have held on to that ball, it's a touchdown. Instead, it's Colts ball and no points for Green Bay. That's very frustrating. We've had penalties now derail what was a very promising drive. And now you've had a fumble in what should have been a guaranteed scoring drive at the very least. Now you just screw it up with a fumble, hand the ball back to the Colts, and you still only have a 2-score game for what should be a 3-score game. That sucks. 2nd week in a row with a fumble for Jacobs. Not cool. Brett, you would have been right. You would have been. Kevin's saying Jets losing to the Titans sucks not having that make it easy for you, huh, mister? Need to play somewhere that's in a window. As Green Bay's like bay window is wide open. Yeah, that wasn't fun at all. Just disappointing. Jacobs, you got to be better than that, man. Not good. Jacobs has been running so well today, too. That's the bummer. So now defense has to come out and do it again. I can tell you with some certainty a 17-0 lead would have felt a heck of a lot better than 10-0 against the Colts offense that can rack up points quick. Solar Miner saying same mistakes, but they will get better. Yeah, I think that's what's frustrating, right? I mean, like the penalties coming from mostly experienced guys. And we saw that play out last week against Philly. The penalties hurt them a lot. Eventually, in the Philly game last week, like things did even out because the Packers had the vast majority of their penalties in half one. The Eagles more so in half two. But it's not great to have your new franchise running back fumble 2 weeks in a row. And that is the worst possible spot on the field that you can cough it up. If he would have just held on, that would have been 6. Big Al, hold the ball with 2 hands and power through the end zone, Jacobs. Right, he was right there. This is a goal line carry situation. He really shouldn't have been separated out from the ball that much at all. Should have just been pure covering like he's running through the trenches. But he had yeah, and it wasn't even through the cut that the hit wound up knocking free. It says he was basically coasting into the end zone. He should have been bracing for contact fully. Taylor now with a carry going the opposite way. Quay Walker and a few others try to make the tackle but fail. And instead, it's Carrington Valentine. Still getting used to number 24 for Valentine, but he hits Taylor. Should be a first down carry, except there is a flag. Kevin's saying he does fumble. He does sadly fumble. Listen, I love the guy, but let's hope so. If you're going to F up, get it out of the way early. And back it up. No first down carry for the Colts, as that was an illegal formation on rookie wide receiver Mitchell, who I shared the graphic the other day about like Mitchell being one of the league's best man coverage separators last week, and the Packers running the 9th highest rate of man coverage in the NFL last week. Could be a matchup to look for as the game goes on. But yeah, I can get with that sentiment, Kevils. Miserable Goat, fumble there. What happened to 2 hands at the goal line? He forgot, I guess. All right, here we go. Now, Richardson. Wow, that was a mess. So it looked like an attempted play action, and then he threw it on a slant, but it didn't really go near his guy, and there's a flag. They come in bunches. Oh, fun. So it's roughing the passer on Green Bay, so that's a first down. LVN called for roughing the passer. LVN, buddy. What? 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 This is a family-friendly show. I'm not saying none. 11:40 to go in the half. Colts now have the ball at the 30. Ooh, but then Richardson loses the ball. Oh, it would have been sweet redemption for LVN. It looks like Richardson got back on it. LVN nearly had it. Still Colts ball on the botched handoff. That's just annoying. Would have been sweet redemption there for LVN after an absolute bullcrap call. Well, because Richardson wears too big of a helmet, that's a penalty? No, absolutely not. Now I'm just pissed. All right, Packers defense lining up at the 28. 11:03 to go in the half. Richardson in shotgun takes the snap. It's 2nd and 11 officially, and he does hit. It's nearly dropped by 11 there for the Colts. Not enough for a first down. I'm going to set up 3rd and 5-ish as the Colts trying to get something going offensively. And they're going no huddle, trying to keep Green Bay's defense on the field. Green Bay fanning out quickly. Carrington Valentine looks confused with McDuffie. Both of them look confused. Oh, boy. McDuffie now fading back by the other linebackers. Richardson takes a snap. It's a low snap. Pressure coming in from Kenny and Preston, but Richardson gets away. Finds a receiver across the middle. That is complete to the 50-yard line. Number 14 with the catch, and am I back? Are we good? Tell me if I'm good, everybody. Levels are back. I don't know. Can see you and hear you. Okay. Not going to lie, with the penalty, I might have slapped the laptop a little bit. And that might have made it want to go pop. Thanks for hanging in there, buddy. We should be back. All right. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. No, it wasn't a pee break. I don't do that during the game, Solar Miner. I might have smacked the wrong part of the laptop. My bad. Angered silence from Jacob. It was that one penalty, man. The LVN penalty just threw me off my game. I'm sick of these penalties. All right. And yes, I do the tried and true. Some of you know all too well the audio struggles that I had this summer. That this is my third season. It was my second summer doing a pod, right? And it was over the course, like the first year, nothing. This year, just riddled with different kinds of audio issues all the time. It's all same equipment. It's all same setup. It's like the whole deal. But this summer, I don't know what went haywire. And I'm so beyond done with all this kind of crap. Very frustrating to go through audio problems. All right, let's see what we got here. Miserable Goat saying, seriously, Reed? I was restarting everything. Did I miss something bad? Oh, I hope not. Somebody fill me in. Because as it went black, I had to refresh everything. Is it possible your audio port itself is a bit messed up? No. And it's also not the cables either. Because my mobile setup had some problems. The setup here had some problems. And I used different setups for each and different cables. Like all throughout training camp, I went through 4 different cables. So no, it's not. Honestly, I think it's something in the software. And I've been considering changing, but that would really limit how I'm able to do things. And so I don't want to make that switch yet. Gary saying we should be up by 17. Jacobs has hurt us pretty bad. That one play did, right? So, all right. I mean, other than that, he's the reason, him and Reed are the reason we have an offense at all today. But that was a bad fumble. All right, Willis now taking the snap, handing it off to Jacobs. Jacobs, please cover the ball. Tries to break a tackle, can't. Kane have about 6 on the ground. Just over 9 minutes to go in the half. Let's see what else we got here. Too many mistakes already. Agreed, but still, hey, at least we got a 10-0 lead. It's something. Cowboys losing 26-6. Holy crap, Saints. What a shame Mike Zippers cooked. What a shame. Saints put up 47 last week, putting up 26 in the first half this week. Gosh dang, man. All right, Willis now in like a pistol formation. Watson motioning from one side to the other, almost like an abbreviated tight end. And a handoff to Jacobs, who tries to make a move, and he does! He breaks one tackle. Now he's going off to the right. Tries to break another tackle. Can't quite get there, and he's up to about the 28-ish yard line. 8.5 to go in the half. Malik Willis still with a 100% completion percentage. He hasn't thrown in a while, but still, it matters. Very nice move by Jacobs at the line. And then even on the replay here, we see Musgrave blocking, Jacobs getting sprung free. Good stuff all the way around. Ideally, you don't want to see the tackle attempt occur so close to the line of scrimmage, with the fact that Jacobs was able to get out. Well done. Wicks now motioning from one side to the other. Handoff for Jacobs, who breaks one tackle. Again, that's about a 7-yard gain for Jacobs, taking us to about the 44-yard line, nearly at midfield again. 7:48 to go. I'm gonna say it. I said it a lot this week, and I fully prepared for the Colts' run defense to be better than it was last week against Houston. That was the consensus out of Indianapolis, was that they were dedicating to it. It was going to be better. The reason it was so bad last week is because they were selling out to stop Stroud, and just expect different. Everyone might have been wrong on that report. All right, here we go. Nice carry there for Marshawn Lloyd, who does cut from the right to the left in the backfield, but ultimately just not a lot of room on either side as he gains about 2, setting up 3rd and short. Kevin Kettles noted, sorry to hear that, boss. NFL just mad you carrying the Packers. Yeah, that's it. Last year it was during the draft. It was the YouTube, the big man trying to hold the little man down. All right, let's see. 49ers losing by 10. Oh, yeah, that's too bad. All right, now 3rd and 1, 6:45 to go in the half. Packers on the 46. Handoff to Josh Jacobs, who takes the carry, and he gets hit pretty well close to the line, but it doesn't really matter because he's over the first down marker. That's a first down for Green Bay. Getting lined up now, 6:30 to go in the half. We'll take it. We'll take it. This is not at all a poor performance. And the thing is, too, what's remarkable about this Green Bay team is they could be up more, right? Like that first drive could have been a touchdown right on a field goal if they didn't have those penalties. Then you got the Jacobs fumble. And they're still coasting 10-0. Great performance by the defense so far, and the offense is doing what it needs to do. 6 minutes now in the half. Willis takes the shotgun snap. He looked first to the right. He looked first to the right for what would have been basically like a little out to Jaden Reed out of the backfield. Opted not to do that, though. Instead, turned his attention downfield to try to hit Dontavian Wicks. But the throw was a little slow, and Kenny Moore was able to get in there and hit Wicks as the ball was coming in on his hands. Ball pops out, incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now for Green Bay. Brutal. Willis' first incompletion of the day comes on what may be considered a drop, but incompletion to Dontavian Wicks. Bo Melton now in motion. Willis takes the handoff, hands it off to Jacobs on kind of a delayed carry. Colts weren't fooled. And gain of maybe a half yard for Jacobs, setting up 3rd and long this time around for the Packers. 3rd and like 9.5 is what it's going to be officially. We had money on this. Stop that man. Vegas seen you. You know, I think it was Goot watched the show during the 53-man prediction and said he figured it out. We're going to do some unconventional things now. Cut everybody. I'll say not liking these Jacob stutter steps before running movements. I know he needs to find a lane. Just go forward. Same issue Dylan had. Yeah, but not as much as Dylan. And Willis breaking sack after sack, eventually running gains like 4 on a scramble, but that could have been so much worse. Willis using his mobility to get out of a couple sack attempts there for the Colts. Still, though, not nearly enough for the first down. Just gets him up to about the 50-yard down marker. And, yeah, so there was pass rush attempt number 1. would-be sacker number 1 got a hand on him. Would-be sacker number 2 should have had him, but Willis broke out and then turned it into a 4-yard gain. 4th and 6 for Green Bay, 4:35 to go in the half. At about midfield with Willis in and the offense they're running, yeah, it's punting time. On comes the all-world punter, the Irishman, Dan Whelan. Punting from midfield. We're waiting to snap a punt. There it is. Snap, punt, up. And it's a boomer, lands inside the 10, bounces out at about the 7-yard line. There you go, the Irishman. Nice. A punt inside the 10. Richardson and the Colts going to take over with the ball at about the 7. Jones' ability to do that hand in the air twirling when Jones would always like bat the air away as he is carrying. I do kind of miss that. Captain McKebbles, I want to be clear, not saying Jacobs is a bad signing or bad at all, just leaving some yardage on the field there for a guy who's such a ceiling if he gets going. I have to believe, so especially on like those delayed carries, so that little stutter is almost built into the delayed carries. Like, because then, given the offensive line and their blocking assignments, you're not exactly sure where the lane is going to be. So almost any time on like a delayed carry like that, you're going to see that slight stutter. Nearly everyone does it. I will agree, though, that Jacobs does it even on those type of not delayed runs. I'm just not sure it's costing him a lot of yardage, though. Because like when you would see it with Dylan would wait, try to find a lane, and then inevitably, a lot of times, go into a lane that didn't exist, or a lane that was closing as he chose it. Jacobs doesn't seem to have that same inclination to choose a clogged route. And ultimately, that might be why Jacobs is a more effective runner. But I think that's why it's not quite so damning with Jacobs, because Aaron Jones did do the same thing. It should be noted. It's just he had those occasional hair on fire runs. And we'll see that from Jacobs too. I think the interior blocking being more consistent would probably help in that regard. I would say that. Brett saying somebody buy the Irishman a beer. So, fun little side note while we have a second here about Dan Whelan. He, in training camp, showed up. Like, he almost wore white cleats. But there was one day where the man showed up with like these neon green cleats. And I know that that's not the Packers green, whatever, but holy crap, was it cool. One, because as then he would drop the ball for a punt attempt, you could just see the whole thing shine. Like, it was so much more clear. Like, your eyes could just focus in on the ball on his foot, making contact then. And it was really cool to see. And then he never wore them again. And it was actually Caden Sania from TikTok, who I was sitting with every day at training camp. We actually asked him once, like, hey, man, where are the neon greens? What you doing? And he said, like, oh, you guys like them? I'll keep that in mind. And then never freaking wore them again. Still like them, but man. Kevin Keppel saying you're right, of course, and I'm sure he is looking for lanes, but that may not be there. Just really been a fan of his for years and hoping one of my guys starts showing off. It'll come. I do think the interior blocking, getting steadier, maybe Morgan O'Ryan and stopping their rotation will help as well. Jonathan Taylor with a carry and a big carry. First down run for the Colts, who are deciding to turn to their run game now. Should be a gain of, I'm going to say, nearly 20. And that puts the Colts in much favorable position, nearly getting them up to the 30 now. As LaFleur and Willis, not angrily, just have some words on the sideline. 3:40 now to go in the half. Richardson takes the snap, handing it off to Taylor again, but Devontae Wyatt is there and just kind of smothers Taylor. Taylor was attempting to sidestep off to the left side of the line. Devontae Wyatt was coming in from the right side of the line and just kind of bear hugged him and brought him down. 2nd and 11, officially a loss of 1 for Taylor on the carry. Now, Quay Walker commanding the troops out there for the defense. 3:10 to go in the half. 2nd and 11 for Richardson and company. Richardson takes the snap, handing it off. No, it's a play action to Taylor, but he winds up throwing to Taylor, who no Packers stuck with. Tackle for Edgerrin Cooper. Nice tackle as Carrington Valentine's tackle attempt is pushed to the side. Cooper actually brings down Taylor. Nonetheless, though, that's a first down. And you can see what was created here. I mean, it was a play action to Taylor, And as soon as the play action happened, you saw all the defenders, even from this goofy sign angle on the replay, you saw Carrington Valentine, the other members of the secondary, start backpedaling way back. And that's why no one's stuck with Jonathan Taylor. Very easy pitch and catch completion to Taylor. And then, of course, he was able to run it for a first down. 1st and 10 now for the Colts. Another carry by Taylor as they're trying the Packers offense. However, Taylor brought down by Valentine and Kingsley Enagbare, a couple yard gain. We're seeing an awful lot of Carrington Valentine in this game. Something going on with Eric Stokes, or is Carrington Valentine making his move? Because right now it looks like Valentine is playing over Stokes, which would be notable. Of course, the moment the broadcast highlights us playing 2 deep safeties, and we need to have them make a tackle. Kevin Kevel saying spicy take time. Jacobs better than Taylor. I don't know. I'd have to look up numbers for that kind of thing. I've never run those two against each other, but I mean, certainly different style of backs, and I don't even think that's wild to say. I do view Taylor as maybe a back who could go off more, maybe more likely for a huge game, but Jacobs being more consistent game over game. But if you're basing it on 2022, I don't think it's a far cry at all to say that Josh Jacobs is a better running back than Jonathan Taylor. I don't think that's a wild statement to make. I do think Taylor is maybe more capable of explosive plays, explosive games, but that's okay. So, yeah, I don't think that's spicy, Kebbles. I think you're on. All right, still 10-0. Colts trying to put something together, though. Valentine, to my knowledge, was always the more physical guy versus Stokes, so they may want him more for the run D. That would make sense. And you did see that last week. Stokes tried sometimes to get in on the Barkley runs and was not all that successful. They are, let's say it this way. In my mind, this is the way that I comp the two. Yes, Valentine is more physical. Yeah, I could see more likely to get involved in the run game, although not a ton. But I view Valentine as more of your typical press man corner. When you're trying to keep them up on the line, when you're trying to jam them, that kind of thing, that plays a little bit more into Valentine's strength. Whereas Stokes' strength is not necessarily press, not necessarily jamming. Stokes' strength is as the guy is running a 15-yard route, Stokes can stay sticky. And so they are both man corners, if you will, but in different ways. And so their rotation, their usage could be game plan dependent. And today we're seeing Valentine over Stokes. It'll be interesting to see what snap counts are like after the game, though. Let's see, Big Al, this offense reminds me of the 49ers offense in the 29 NFC. What, when Garoppolo had 2 pass attempts? Yeah, we're taking that approach. Brett saying 28-13, Saints putting it on the Cowboys. What is with the Saints offense right now? And Olave didn't even do anything last week, and they still put nearly 50 on. Granted, it was the Panthers, but still. And now 28 on the Cowboys and halfway. Oh, that's actually bad. I got the Cowboys in a fantasy league. Don't like that. Cowboys defense, I should say. Janelle Taylor is now 7.8 yards per carry, and Jacobs is 6.9. Okay, we'll take it. Run fest for sure. Richardson taking the snap, dropping back on 2nd and 8, and he throws it, but Jair Alexander is there to knock the ball out. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 8. That should probably go down as a drop for the wide receiver, but we'll give credit to Jair for breaking that bad boy up. 3rd and 8, another 3rd and long for the Colts. Certainly ideal for Green Bay's defense. Richardson in total now 5 of 8 for 41 yards and a measly 35.9 QB rating with 0 touchdowns and 1 pick. Willis, on the other hand, oh, look at that. 127.1 QB rating. Not being asked to do a lot, but hey, 127.1 QB rating. 3rd and 8, on about 5 on the play clock now. Richardson takes the snap and trying to find somebody. Oh, that's dropped. A receiver got open. That's Adonai Mitchell, the rookie receiver for the Colts. And hey, I talked this week about his man coverage separation. Separation don't mean nothing if you can't catch. That is a straight up drop with Keyshawn Nixon in coverage, and that means it's 4th and 8 for the Colts. Another punt coming on. Oh, yeah. What a step there by Mitchell to just completely throw Nixon off as he came back to the ball. Not great coverage by Nixon. Great move by the wide receiver. Terrible finish as he dropped the ball. 4th and 8 now for the Colts. And snap, punt, up in the air. You ain't no all-world punter. And that's into the end zone. Packers are going to start off with the touchback. Oh, let's see. Foot off the brake. Stomp the accelerator. Yep. Got to play clean to do that. And that's been the struggle the last couple drives for Green Bay. Let's see here. What else we got? Kevel saying you definitely don't want Ja trying to tackle a running back just because I have PTGs from his body. BS Najee Harrison, garbage time 2021. You know, the thing is, early in his career, like I think back to rookie year Ja where he was breaking up screens and all that kind of stuff. When we write the story on Ja's career, 10 years from now, whatever, it feels an awful lot like we're going to point to that shoulder injury and say that's where he changed as a player. He was a very good player, but that's where he went from a physical presence to having to become just a coverage one. Jacobs now on the toss, gaining about 8. Minute 35 to go in the half. Cowboys and Giants being 6-6 for 8 decades reminds me, as much as I think I'm a fan, some people pay money to see that live. Yeah. And then, so that New Orleans game could be tough. Oh, for when Green Bay goes against them? That's forever and a day away. I won't even think about that yet. It's a good week 2. Trends are barely being established. 2nd and 3 now. Minute 5 to go in the half. Green Bay handing it off to Jacobs again, who tries to get outside, cuts it back inside, gains 2 before Nick Cross makes the tackle, sets up 3rd and 1. I believe Cross is the leading tackler for the Colts last week, ratcheting up 10. But that's what we got for Cross. And Green Bay does not seem in a huge hurry to keep this drive going. I think they're effectively running out the half. As Dontavian Wicks comes running onto the field. 3rd and 1, 35 seconds. We're just letting it all tick on down. Come on. Give Willis a Hail Mary attempt. Just kidding. That's a terrible idea at this situation. But we're just running it out. And I think they let it run all the way down to delay a game. Nope, there's the timeout. Okay, good. The TV just took a second to catch up because they let that hit 0-0. So, timeout Green Bay. Stops the clock at 20 seconds. I think they just really didn't want to give the ball back. Or really wanted to take every second, I should say. That's more accurate. There's poorly demoted Greg Olsen to make room for Brady. All right, here we go. Willis under center. 3rd and 1. Tucker Kraft in motion, going from bottom of the screen to top of screen. And he's in motion again. Willis takes the snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs bounces out to the outside, is brought down by the first tackler on the second attempt. And that's a first down for Green Bay, which means they're going to run out the half. All they needed was that first down to ensure that the Colts weren't going to have a punt to return. And that ends your half. 10-0 Green Bay Packers as we head into halftime. Look, 23 minutes time of possession for the Packers compared to 6 minutes for the Colts. Love to see the total yardage there. Thrilled about a 10-0 lead in this situation. I just have to be a realist for a second and say that as positive as that is, 1, it could be more, and 2, you wish you had a bigger lead heading into the second half against the Colts offense. Because when they get going, they can rattle off stuff quick. So we just got to hope that half 2 looks an awful lot like half 1. All right, let's just check on a couple of things here. Thus far is your game recap. Anthony Richardson, 4 of 9 for 41 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 5 carries for 39 yards thus far. Josh Jacobs, holy buckets. I didn't realize it had gone up like this for Josh Jacobs. Per ESPN's box score to this point, Josh Jacobs has 20 carries for 128 yards. Is he going to touch 40 carries today? Sweet. Sassy Molassy. 20 carries for Josh Jacobs already. Jaden Reed with 2. Malik Willis with 3. Bo Melton's got that one end around. And then Marshawn Lloyd, 4 for 13. Emmanuel Wilson, 4 for 9. The leading target receiver for the Green Bay Packers is Dontavian Wicks with 2. One catch for 14 yards and a touchdown, but then, of course, he also had the one incompletion. Dobbs, Lloyd, Reed, all with one target apiece, as well as one catch apiece. For the Colts, on their side of things, Doolin has one 13-yard catch. Jonathan Taylor, one 14-yard catch. Pittman and Sermon each have a 7-yard catch apiece as well. Mitchell has been targeted twice. He's got that one bad drop. Alec Pierce has been targeted as well, and that was the interception by Xavier McKinney. So all in all, there you go. And Nick Cross, I mentioned that he was the leading tackler last week for the Colts. Well, he probably is going to be again this week, as he has 11 tackles thus far. Jefferson, looking at the highlight reel now on Fox. Jefferson with a 97-yard touchdown play for the Vikings. So Nick Cross with 11 tackles thus far. EJ Speed with 8. Zaire Franklin with 7. Rodney Thomas filling in at safety with 5. I suppose when your leading ball carrier is 20 carries in the first half, good way to rack up tackles. So there you go. There is your first half meaningful box score. And then, of course, the pick by Xavier McKinney. And that's that. All in all, let's see. Brett saying, bro, it's sloppy, but I'm glad we win it. Yeah. I don't mean to come off as negative, right? It's just, even when the coaches look at that first half and everything, you're going to go, I'm happy with it. I'm not elated, because it could be a lot more. And the thing was, too, it's not like it's not more because the Colts made plays. It's not more because the offensive line penalties and because Josh Jacobs forgot to cover the ball at the 1-yard line. And that's really frustrating stuff because it's so fixable, so preventable. So, it's just, yeah, overall, though, I mean, don't get me wrong, thrilled with the lead. It's just going against the Colts, you hope could be more. Trying to get no points before the half. Interesting. I think given the offense that they're running today, it's a lot of 8-yard plays, a lot of 12-yard plays, right? I think the Packers look, even when they've got their full-fledged offense, LaFleur, most times when he gets the ball back at the end of the half and there's under a minute to go and they're in the lead, most of the time they're not doing anything with that time. Like, they are running the clock. That's LaFleur's thing. He almost always runs out the clock to end out a half. But especially with the offense today, that I understand. Because, like I said, it's a lot of 8-yard plays today. It's a lot of end arounds. It's a lot of, when you are passing the ball, it's a lot of 2 yards down the field type passes. That kind of offense doesn't necessarily gel with, all right, we got 42 seconds. We need to drive down the field and do something. Right? I think at this point, given what was left on the clock, given where they were on the field, you just take your 10-point lead and go get a nice little refresh at the half. So I at least in this circumstance, I understand. So, all right, let's see what else we got going on. According to ESPN's win probability model, take it for what it's worth, 77.7% chance win for the Green Bay Packers now. I know. 77.7. That's what we got. And that is your first half. The other thing we can be real thankful for, knock on wood, no injuries thus far. Always will take that in the first half. Brett saying it was a good decision to run the clock out at half like the call. Yeah. A lot of other games, I'm against it just because I think with the high-powered offense you've got, you can try to make something work, especially if your defense is mostly being predominantly successful. Most weeks I'm against it. This week, I'm with you, Brett. I totally get it. Because what are, 42 seconds left on the clock, something around that, right? What are you hoping this offense, which is ripping off 8-yard chunks, is going to do? Because you're certainly not going to ask Willis to go out there and run a play that's got deep posts and verticals. You've shown you're not going to do that at all. And the defense would just be backing up if you showed even hints of it once. So, I don't know. I think in that particular circumstance right here to end the first half, I'm down with it. I get it. I think it's the right call given their offense today. But bam, Big Al saying if Malik Willis starts next week, I feel like we're going to open more of the playbook, especially his revenge game versus the Titans. I don't think going against the Titans will have anything to do with it. I do think it will be, let's say, slightly more comfortable for Malik to be going against his team, right? To be going against the Titans, to be going against a team that he knows pretty well, like literally knows the guys across the field from him. I do think next week, if it's Willis again, that we would see the playbook opened up more, but as a natural circumstance of Willis just having another week of practice in the offense, of him being here 27 days instead of 20. Yeah, so that's, I do agree with you, Big Al. I don't think the revenge aspect has a lot to do with it. I think what really it is a young QB getting more time. And really, I mean, Malik Willis is 2 years and 2 weeks into his NFL career, and he's on his fourth offensive coordinator. That poor dude's head's been spinning for a while. Brett said interception with 1:13 on the clock. Saints on the 25 before halftime score 28-13. Goodness. I don't mean this to sound dumb or anything, but why are the Saints so good right now? Goodness gracious. Just burying the Cowboys. Let's see. Then we also got Bucks 13-6 over the Lions. Oh, we will take that. Buccos over the Lions 13-6. Like to see that. Titans over the Jets 10-7. Vikes over the Niners 10-7. Seahawks over the Pats 14-13. Commanders over the Giants 9-6. Chargers over the Panthers. Boy, the Panthers are looking historically bad at this point. 20-0 in half one. 13-3 Browns over the Jaguars. 6-3 Ravens over Raiders. Yeah, all right. That's your week 2 slate thus far. You know, generally at halftime, I like to have things to talk about, but I'm not going to lie to you. It was a pretty straightforward first half. What you saw is what you got. There were run lanes and the Packers ran it. Jacobs ran it 20 times. And McKinney got a pick. And the couple of mistakes, we've gone over a bunch already. Very, very straightforward, pure football game thus far. And we're not going to talk about the roughing the passer penalty on LVN because I don't want to be in a bad mood again. First and goal, Saints. All right, so they're cooking. Man. First and, yeah, just pull up the game cast. First and goal with a 1. Kamara might be getting himself another touchdown. Yeah, I don't know as if today is the best day for my fantasy teams, y'all. Oh, and I should note, too, just seeing the headline for it, this is alumni weekend for the Green Bay Packers because it is the home opener, and traditionally speaking, they bring in a ton of alumni. And now they're showing it on the telecast. So there is Jerry Kramer, one of the Packers' all-time greats, Leroy Butler there as well. Let's see who else we can recognize. I do believe that's Freeman who just turned around. That is James Lofton there standing. So alumni weekend. It is really neat because they bring out all the alumni. Like, they call them off one by one. I saw something to the effect of, like, Green Bay has 30 alumni that they brought in, ranging all the way from Jerry Kramer in the Lombardi years to guys that are more recent. I think Eddie Lacy was on the list. So, a tremendously cool thing that the Packers do for their home opener every year. Plus, too, you also see a litany of signings over alumni weekend. Like, I know yesterday, Ball 4 Sports put on an alumni signing with boy, Jerry Kramer was there. Paul Kaufman was there, amongst others, like 6, 7 of the older legends. And then I saw like Lynn Dickey, the Magic Man, James Lofton did a signing somewhere else. It's a very, very festive and great weekend in Green Bay. If you ever get the chance to be there for a home opener and it being alumni weekend, I would encourage it. It's a lot of fun for sure. And then let's see, next week they head on the road to Tennessee and then they're back for the home game against the Vikings. Oh, by the way, programming note, I should say, one of these weeks coming up, I already told you, obviously not going to be doing a watch party for the game against the Texans. That's week 7 because I'm going to be getting married instead. So no watch party that weekend. And then no watch party on Thanksgiving. The one other game that there won't be a watch party for, it's the exact same thing as last year. I take a week, don't do a watch party so that I can watch a game with my son and my dad. Got to do that before all that time ends. So that is going to be coming one of these weeks. Be on the lookout for an announcement in that way. Derek Carr looks good, bro. Brett saying, Derek Carr, he got a real bad rap last year, but some of the stuff that he did back when they were in Oakland, I mean, there was that one year, I forget which, like he was straight up in the MVP contention before his injury. He can do some things, and looks like the Saints have unlocked whatever he's got going. Yeah, 35-13. Woof. Derek Carr, 9 of 11 with 2 touchdowns. Holy goodness. Kamara with 3 total touchdowns already? Wow. Yeah, okay. And how's Darnold doing? I know Vikings are in a close matchup there. I know he had a 97-yard touchdown pass, but is Darnold popping off like he did last week? No, not nearly as much. 8 of 15, 171 is still real good, but 8 of 15, 171, 1-1 for Darnold. Big Al, the Saints could be a surprise team. I just don't get why. Did you hear the trash talk from Indiana's football coach? From like the Colts coach or University of Indiana? Either way, no. Let me know, Chris. No, I haven't seen anything. And I'd be kind of surprised if Shane Steichen said, a lot of trash talk. It doesn't seem. Brett saying, is Christian Watson playing today? He is, Brett. But he's not going to be a big part of the game plan when they're throwing the ball 3 yards down the field tops. I would suspect before it's done, we'll see some kind of jet sweep, some kind of end around for Christian Watson. But with Jaden Reed and Bo Melton there, they're more likely candidates for it. But yeah, when all of the ball goes down like 8 yards down the field tops, that's just not a Christian Watson day. So it's going to be a quiet day for him. But he has been on the field nearly off every offensive snap thus far. All right. Come on. Time to get going for half number 2. Colts will be the ones getting the ball here to start off the second half. And I got to imagine the Colts are going to come out swinging. Like with their big play offense, their boomer bust offense, I have to imagine that the Colts are looking at this game and going, all right, if we can score quick, Green Bay really, they're running the ball very effectively, but they can't pop off like we can. So if we can score quick and make this a 10-7 game and get some momentum going our way, then we stand a really good chance to reverse the tide really fast. So I have to believe that Indianapolis getting the ball here to start the second half is going to be looking to pop off. At least if I were calling plays for them, that's what I'd be calling for. I don't think the dink and dunk is the way to go here for the Colts. And here we go. Braden Iverson with the kickoff. It's up in the air. We are starting off half number 2 as the ball goes out of the back of the end zone so predictably. And we're going to be starting off the second half. Chad saying Jacobs 2 games, 2 fumbles. He's got to hang on to the ball. Should easily be 17-0, and I would feel a lot better. That's what I'm saying, Chad. 1,000%. I'm with you. Yes. And there's no excuse for not covering the ball at the 1. Brett saying I'm in South Carolina. They got garbage on TV over here if it isn't Green Bay or the Gamecocks. It's trash. Yeah, I know that this game did not get a large national window like the Packers normally do. And I'm not shocked with Love out, but yeah. Let's go. All right, carry for Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor ultimately brought down by Quay Walker after having to stutter in the backfield a little bit. Gain of just a couple. And so they're going to have about 2nd 7-ish. And they're going no huddle. So Richardson getting them up to the line, making modifications. 25 to go on the game clock. Taylor switching from one side to the other as Richardson's yelling at everybody. Offensive line turning around, trying to clear it up. Look like they're just making it up. Richardson in shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Taylor. And Taylor bounces, kicks it outside, kicks it back inside, and that looks to be about enough for the first down on the carry. Yeah, I mean, Richardson's got a cannon. You can see it on the replay there. No doubt about it. But we're not seeing it thus far, and that might be okay. 14 minutes to go in the third. Indeed, it was officially a first down for the Colts as they now have the ball on the 40-yard line. Richardson drops the snap, and then he has to run. Oh, my goodness, what a mess. So Richardson at first dropped the snap. Then he evaded pressure in the pocket by moving forward, throws the ball over the middle, but it's terribly behind the receiver and it's incomplete. That was just a snap that didn't go into his hands. And then he threw it to Pittman, but it was behind Pittman. It was low to Pittman, and the ball ultimately on the ground. 2nd and 10 now for the Colts. They are getting to Richardson, and it's causing him to be frazzled. This is the way. Richardson now in shotgun. He's got 5 wide. He takes the snap, drops back. He's looking over the middle, but there's pressure and a sack. Who is that? Devontae Wyatt having himself a big game. Wyatt bringing down Taylor for a loss earlier and now recording the sack on Richardson. I think Richardson thought that he was going to get away, but he didn't. Devontae Wyatt with the sack. Very nice switch there between Wyatt. Oh yeah, I don't even know as if Richardson saw Wyatt so much as he thought he was going to get away. He might have felt the pressure from Wyatt too late. Beautiful, Wyatt. That was really nice work between LVN and Wyatt to switch places on the line amidst pressure. Obviously, that was planned, but very effectively done. 3rd and 16 now. Play clock under 5. Richardson takes the snap, and he's dropping back. He's got to find somebody on 3rd and 16, and he does. He hits his tight end, Mo Alley Cox, but it goes nowhere. Or no, that was Ogletree. I'm sorry, that wasn't even Cox. So Nixon making the tackle sets up 4th down. Nicely done for the Green Bay defense. Indianapolis did not come out swinging. They had just more of the same. Nice to see. Keppel saying it happened. Wyatt got one. Sitting on this. Thank you, Keppels. Thanks for not spoiling. But yes, indeed, he actually finished one. 4th and 4. Colts keeping the offense out on the field. They're not even to midfield. Colts making their move. This is their aggression, apparently. Under 5 on the play clock. And he takes the snap in shotgun, not just trying to draw him off sides. Dropped! It's dropped by the Colts! Richardson tried to go out to Taylor. Realistically, if that were in Taylor's breadbasket, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it was high above Taylor's head. He had to reach up for it, and his body was contorted the wrong way, and a straight up drop for Jonathan Taylor means it's a turnover on downs, and Green Bay gets the ball in Indianapolis territory. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a thing of beauty. That's right. Wow. Okay, so I'm very surprised. Given their play calling right now, like I thought Indianapolis would come out swinging, right? That's what I said at halftime. And then they didn't. It was just kind of more of the same for Indianapolis's offense. But then their form of aggression comes in the form of going for it on 4th and 4 on their own side of the field and then botching it with an inaccurate pass and a dropped ball. Puzzling offensive approach for the Colts, and one Green Bay will happily take. Keppel's phone at 1%. See you guys later. Go Pack. Go Cap. Thanks for being here. Jacoby, what's up? Go Pack, go. Jacob Playas. Evan Williamson on the field yet? I don't have a full snap counter in front of me, but I haven't seen him yet. Yes, that's disappointing. No, I have not seen him yet. Chad Jair has to be careful there on Taylor. They could have got him for taunting. Oh, Chad, I didn't see exactly what he did, but Ja always does kind of toe that line, doesn't he? And luckily, just like some QBs kind of get a little bit of grace in their rushing the passer penalties, things like that, right? I think some DBs kind of get the same if they're known as talkers, and Jair fits into the category. Thank you, Jesus, from Brett. Chad also saying we got to score here. Big opportunity. Very much agreed. You've just got the ball. And if you want to say it's gift wrapped, what do you say? Earned it? It doesn't matter. You just got the ball on the Colts side of the field without you having to do a thing offensively. You cannot squander this one and come out of this still 10-0. You've got to do something here to build upon this lead eventually. I'm very much with you, Chad. But well done. What's up, Devontae? Devontae goes to Vegas and all of a sudden gets a national endorsement deal. How nice. All right. Time for the Green Bay offense. Just a baffling approach there for the Colts. I see now Greg Olsen breaking down the play. And maybe he's got a clear cut what went wrong here. McDuffie was the one covering Taylor over the top. I just got to believe if that ball is better and it's caught, that's a first down, but we'll take it. Now a handoff for Josh Jacobs, but the Colts are all over it. Loss of 2 on the carry. I don't think the Colts defense was even pretending that it was going to be a pass potentially. They completely sold out on the run on that one and swarmed Jacobs in the backfield, loss of 2. And that's what I mean. Like, eventually, that's what the Colts are going to do. Eventually, the Colts defense is just going to say, screw it, send everyone. If we get beat through the air, we get beat through the air. But stop the run game. That's what they're going to do eventually. And Green Bay's got to be ready to go over the top. 2nd and 11 now. Malik Willis takes the snap. It's another handoff for Jacobs out of shotgun. Ultimately, doesn't really get a lot, though. Gain of maybe about 3 as he runs through traffic. Come on. Now you're going to have to air it out, right? I mean, Sutton, like 3rd and 8? Going to have to. Yes, we know 2023 wasn't great for Jacobs. Neither were the Raiders. $22 carries for 129 yards for Josh Jacobs today. Woo! Willis now completing it to Tucker Kraft, who makes the catch, makes one guy miss, and he's up to about the 28 for Indianapolis. First down, Green Bay through the air of all things. Like to see that. Very, very nice. Tucker Kraft, just a delayed route. He stayed into block originally, but then once his guy got past, he ran out, took the route. Willis hit him. The throw is a little low if you want to be critical, but nonetheless, nice play for the first down. Kraft with the nice reception. 1st and 10 now for Green Bay, officially marked on the 28.5. Musgrave in motion as Musgrave and Kraft are on the field again, not shocking. And it's a pitch to Jacobs, but there are 2 Colts defenders in there as Jacobs makes the catch of the halfback toss. That stood no shot. And that's going to set up 2nd, and I think they're going to mark it as, 2nd and 15 is where it got marked. That sucks. Wow. Okay, under 10 to go in the 3rd. Now you're going to have to air it out, right? 2nd and 15, Jacobs in the backfield again. 2 receivers off to the left, 2 receivers off to the right. Willis drops back, and he hits Dontavian Wicks for a few. And he makes the catch on a little curl. He is brought down by 2 Colts, even though there were 4 there. And that's a gain, I want to say, of like 6, setting up 3rd down. 9:35 to go in the 3rd. Gonna have to air it out here again. Gonna have to get somebody open. 3rd and 10, gain of only 5 there. So Willis now looks like he's in shotgun. Yes, he is. Jacobs next to him. Willis takes a snap, and it's a 3rd and 10 handoff. All right, so they're playing for the field goal, and he gains about 4, setting up Narvison's chance here to make it 13-0. Just over 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. And now we're going to see Narv. 4th and 5, gain of 5 on that carry for Jacobs. Yeah, see, that one I kind of hate. We were talking earlier about end of half, running it out. I get it with the offense that you're running. There, it's 3rd and 10, and you basically just played for the field goal. I would rather be 5 yards back and try to make a play through the air and keep this drive going rather than just kind of put your hands up and say, all right, we'll take a field goal to keep it at a 2-score game. Under 5 on the play clock. Snap, hold, kick up, kick in. Indeedy. Field goal is good for Narvison. I do believe that was, like a 42-yard attempt, I think they're saying. So, field goal is good for Narvison. Makes it 13-0. Green Bay at least expands their lead. Kabam, kabam. Kabam. 13-0. Packers over the Colts. Whoop. Yo, what up?
Hey, y'all.
How was work, hon?
Oh, it was grand.
Oh, that's good.
How's the game?
Good.
Yeah?
Good. They're up 13-0, and it should be more. But they surviving. They're up 13-0. It's to Brett saying, hate it. We got to for raid. I'm not sure what you're saying at the end there. But yeah, that feels like a situation where they should have pressed. Oh, Chad with the update. Haven't seen that one yet. Thank you. Jordan Morgan has been ruled out with a shoulder. Same kind of injury from camp. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. So Sean Ryan going to be in at right guard for the remainder of the game. Morgan, eager to find out more. That's for sure. Did he just re-aggravate it, or is it now worse because of the aggravation? Whatever, but hate to hear that for the rookie. Big Al saying, so far, there's no read option for Willis, but I did see QB draw. Yeah. Well, I don't wonder if that one play, the Willis scramble in the first half, that might have been a QB option. I really wonder, because they did, it looked almost like a play action into the QB run. I don't wonder if we go back and look at the front on that, if that was actually an option. But nonetheless, we'll take it. Willis has not been asked to run much. Brett saying I meant air raid, meaning air. No, okay, I got you. They're on to the run game. Yeah, that's what it feels like right now. And that's what I was saying at the very beginning. Eventually, the Colts are just going to look across the line and be like, you know what? You might pass it, but we understand you have about a 5% chance of passing it right now. So we're just going to send everyone to stopping Jacobs because we're sick of getting beat. Like, eventually, Green Bay has to have some form of success through the air. And more than like 4 yards, more than 5 yards. And we're getting to that point real quick. I especially didn't like that call there. Chad saying Morgan was doing a great job run blocking in the first half. Yeah, I haven't focused on him specifically, but I don't doubt that in the least. Run blocking is a pretty underrated aspect of his game. Luckily, Ryan is more run blocker than pass blocker, so that would at least seem to reason that will fit well for all of Ryan's snaps. We'll have to see. Kick goes into the end zone. So 134.2 QB rating for Malik Willis. He's being asked to do so little. He's got a 134.2 rating. Love it. So here we go. 13-0, 8:25 to go in the third. How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good.
It's always nice to come in when the Packers are winning.
Yeah, things are in a much better mood around here.
Yeah.
I will admit, yeah. All right, here we go. 5 of 12, 53 yards and one pick, a 20.5 passer rating for Anthony Richardson.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 8:25 to go in the third. Richardson wants the ball. His center wasn't snapping it. He eventually gets it, pitches it out to Taylor, who bounces it outside, finds a lane. Bullard eventually kind of pushed him out of bounds as he's stiff-armed. But that's a first down for Indianapolis as Taylor did successfully get outside. I mean, they had him stopped right there, but the blocking continued. McDuffie was too far inside, and he was just able to kick it out. Good run for Taylor. Just over 8 to go in the third. All right, Richardson in what is basically a pistol formation with Taylor behind him. One tight end on the field for the Colts now. 8 carries for 59 for Taylor now. Now it's going to be 9 carries as he gets the ball again, and he finds room.
Lane.
Jair there. And Taylor stiff arms Jair as he's pushed out of bounds by Jair. Another first down for the Colts. Yeah, and again, I want to see here. I think that time he just followed more of a pure path. Nope, again, he wanted to go inside, kicked it out, and that's where he found his success. 2 plays in a row for Taylor to kick it out and find his lane. All right, now play action from Richardson, and it did indeed open up the pass as that is completed over the top to number 81. That's Mo Alley Cox, their starting tight end. He makes the catch and is eventually tackled, but another Colts first down as they're beginning to put together a little something. Gary bumped Cox. McDuffie bumped Cox. Didn't really matter. He went out there and ran his route in the play action play. And Bullard eventually made the tackle. Don't like this. Don't like this. The Colts are putting something together, and it's pretty easy for them to do so. 1st and 10. They're all the way up to the Green Bay 21. Richardson in shotgun. 6:40 to go in the third. He takes a snap. Then he takes it himself, running up. But right there is Xavier McKinney and Jair Richardson shoved out of bounds, taking out one of the sound guys. Gain of about 6 on the scramble for Richardson. Sets up 2nd and 4. Maybe QB draw technically. Don't know. Either way, 6-yard run for Richardson. 2nd and 4 now for the Colts.
It's a dangerous job being on the sidelines.
I mean, it is. You got to clear out when they're coming running, rumbling in you. Yeah, I mean, very nice job there by McKinney to not over pursue and try to guess a side. Instead, he kind of squared up with Richardson and made him go more in the direction of the sideline. Nice job by McKinney. Oh, yeah, and there we go. Hand off to Jonathan Taylor. But as he's stuttering, trying to find a lane, LVN wallops him for a couple-yard loss. There we go. Nice job. Sets up 3rd and 8 now for the Colts. LVN with the run stop.
Yeah, LVN's saying, I'm sick of you standing back there finding a lane. I'm done.
Sick of you guys. Yes,
Going
LVN.
Down, Hercules.
A very pure pursuit by LVN there, too. He wasn't fooled at all. Hitting Taylor, bringing him down. Nice. I really like both LVN and Wyatt now. We've seen stop Taylor in the backfield by just wrapping up and kind of absorbing Taylor. It's been effective. All right, Richardson snapping, dropping back, rolling to his left.
They are like double the size of him.
It's true. Yeah.
You really can just bear hug him and bring him down.
It's true. And that is completed to Michael Pittman, but not nearly enough for a first down. Still a few yards shy. 4th down now for the Colts. And Nixon was the one in coverage. You know what? Honestly, we'll take that. Very much guarding the first down marker. Yeah, we'll absolutely take that. So Nixon, the one making the tackle on Pittman. Wyatt with pressure on Richardson. Even got the hit on Richardson. 4th and 5. Field goal attempt now. This will be a 34-yarder for Matt Gay, the kicker. And snap. Hold. Kick. Good. Colts are on the board, making it 13-3. Frankly, I'm happy with just a field goal there. That had the makings of a drive that could have been a lot worse. And at least Green Bay now maintains a 2-score lead, 13-3. We'll take it. Steve.
Time to go back to work, Claudia.
The team was doing that. Sorry, hon.
It's fine. Whatever.
I mean, we're doing better. All right, 13-3. That's your score. Offense. Come on. Like Steven Smith was saying earlier, do not let up.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the last drive, I know, like it's hard to let up off of a game plan that isn't calling for much. Like, how do you let up off of running 9 out of 10 plays? But now you've allowed the Colts on the board. Now the Colts are appearing to not care about anything else. They want Willis to beat them, and they are selling out to stop Josh Jacobs. Okay, now is the time. You have to do something to mix that rhythm up. You have to stretch at least a little, whether you're super confident or not, because you have to keep the defense honest. It really feels like this drive has to be that time to mix him up a little bit. Please call Matt, tell him to throw the ball. Yeah, I'll get him on speed dial, right?
Yeah.
I've met Matt LaFleur once, and he did kind of glare at me, but he did sign my mini helmet, so take it. Janelle saying Packers need to give it to Reed. Haven't used him lately. Yeah, it has been kind of a disappearing act for Reed, hasn't it? Like, we saw him a bunch in the first quarter, a little in the second, but it's like it was to start the game. It was like Reed and Jacobs. Then it became just Jacobs, right? I'm inclined to agree, Janelle. They got to get the ball back in your playmakers' hands. Besides Jacobs, got to get there. So 13-3. That is your score. I'm just thrilled they kept it at a double-digit lead. That had the makings of a drive that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, so tell me, what are the highlights? What did I miss?
Okay, so the offense hasn't really tried to throw the ball down the field more than like 8 yards.
Oh, nice.
Like at all. It's been Josh Jacobs to this point has, let's see here. I want to get back on the game cast. He's up to like 25 carries already. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is sitting at 24 carries thus far, but 129 yards. So, yes. And as Janelle was saying, Jaden Reed was used a bunch in the beginning. Looked like he was going to have a huge game, except running the ball, not catching the ball. So here we go. The kickoff from the Colts goes out of the back of the end zone. Actually dinked the pole. That's going to give the Packers a touchback. Other than that, defensively, they have been doing a fantastic job on Anthony Richardson. He's been very boxed in. Richardson has been forced into a lot of rushed throws. And when you rush Richardson, it gets very bad. He did throw one interception. He airmailed a throw that Xavier McKinney just happened to be just chilling back there, and he caught it. But the big thing is, like, for the Colts, for the Packers, we've got two huge frustrations. One, Josh Jacobs should have had a rushing touchdown earlier. He got the ball knocked out at the 1, and the Colts got the ball. Other than that, they have had a couple drives end because of nonsense offensive line penalties.
Sure.
Bo Melton on an end around, and the Colts are all over it, but Bo kind of spins out of the tackle. I don't think they're going to call him down, so he at least gained a couple back, but that's going to be a big loss on first down because he got pushed backward as soon as he got the ball. Got to do something different now. End around to Bo. There was no fooling the Colts front.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he spun out of it to get a couple of those yards back, but that's just not it. They're expecting it way too much. And that was kind of the story of the first half. Constant running. They had a 10-0 lead. Really should have been more if it wouldn't have been for the fumble and the penalty.
Sure.
But the Colts have had their own mistakes with at least 2 drops off the top of my head, which have really cost them. So just kind of a sloppy game all around, but Green Bay doing plenty to win. 2nd and 17, and they throw it behind the line of scrimmage to Tucker Kraft to lose one, making it 3rd and 18. You have to do something. You have to get the ball down the field, Malik.
Is he just scared to throw it?
No, they just can't. Malik Willis has been there for 20 days.
Right.
Okay. He's a mobile QB.
Right.
Who does have a very big arm with accuracy problems, kind of like Richardson of the Colts. He's been there for 20 days. He doesn't know the full playbook.
Sure.
So they're hard capping the offense, and they're doing a lot of this kind of thing. Screen for Emmanuel Wilson, who points to his blockers. Where to go? Wilson tries to stand his feet. He gains about 16 of the 18 before he's brought down, setting up 4th and short.
But there's a flag. So
again,
maybe it'll go our way. But LaFleur does not look happy.
Oh, and we got an injured Colt. LaFleur's on the sideline yelling, "What's the call?" And that's on the offense. Back it up. Oh, nope. Ineligible man downfield. Myers again. Right? They called that on Myers? Okay, so that would be the 2nd ineligible man downfield call on Myers. And yeah, we're going to take some time here for the injured Colt. Sets up 4th and 2.
What does he keep doing that he's getting called twice?
I mean, so ineligible man downfield basically means that, like, when you are doing a pass play, okay, the offensive lineman, they've got to stay pretty well close to the line. Like, on a pass play, the offensive lineman can't just trudge on down the field, right? Well, with the offense that the Packers are running, it's a lot of delayed passes, it's a lot of screens, it's even some RPOs where Richardson is making the decision. If the Packers O-line thinks that a handoff occurred and they go block it like it's a run, but Malik has actually held on to the ball and he's looking to pass, your O-line is going to get too far ahead.
Sure.
Right? Now, without seeing a better idea of the field or seeing a replay of the call, I don't know for sure that's what happened. But a lot of times when you see an eligible man downfield, it's because it's like an RPO and they thought that the handoff had occurred, when in actuality their quarterback is still dancing back there.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, Myers has been flagged on that twice now. Rasheed Walker got hit with a holding earlier. It's just not good. And the O-line is doing a very good job clearing the way for Jacobs and you know, doing that kind of run blocking, but these penalties are killing them. What is going on in this commercial? I mean, that would be fun to drive. I mean, that would be fun. All right. Brett saying, go for it. And Gary saying, at some point, we should go deep. He has the arm. It's time. I'm with you, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like I said right before the drive, it's time. And now here, you've got a situation. The Colts are just teeing off on their run game. And that's what they're going to continue to do until the Packers show some want, some ability to get it farther than 4 yards down the field. Unless they're just biding their time to do it once. I don't know. They got to do it soon. And Brett, I'm kind of inclined to agree, actually. I don't hate it here to go for this. Jagavi saying, gotta love growing pains. Kinda, okay, but this is the frustrating part, Jagavi. Like, it's not, that wasn't Jordan Morgan called for an eligible man downfield. It wasn't a rookie called for holding earlier when it was Rasheed Walker. It's some of their experienced guys who were starters last year, that they're the ones who are costing the drive. That's frustrating because there's the guys who should know better. If they were rookies, okay, then it's growing pains. This is just dudes screwing up or thinking of things wrong or whatever, and that's frustrating. So 3rd and 24. So they actually, okay, so they did accept the penalty. Otherwise, it would have been like 4th and 2 or so, but they accepted the penalty, making it 3rd and 24. Empty set for Malik, but it doesn't matter. We're throwing it behind the line. That's complete to Jaden Reed, who makes one guy miss. Doesn't matter. We're not even close to 24 yards. He gains like 10, so we're going to be punting here. 13-3. Dan Whelan, the Irishman, coming on for the punt. I think this is only a second punt because that feels like only the second time I've said it. 4th and 14 for the Packers. They're going to be punting from deep in their own territory. Come on, Whelan. It's your time.
Hi, Chris.
All right, here we go. Come on. Under 5 on the play clock. It's just a punt. Just snap it. There we go. Punt, kick, up. And it's a boomer. And not the old people kind. There we go. Going to about the 16-yard line where it's fair caught for the Colts. Dang. Wheeling. Basically going from 115 to the other on that punt. Dang. And Chad saying Wheeling has an absolute cannon. He does. That was a heck of a punt. All-world punter, the Irishman, Dan Whelan. All right. So Richardson and the Colts, they're going to be coming out, backed up into their own territory now. See, this just, like Steven was talking about at the end of the first half. I don't think you could really let off the gas in this game, given their game plan. But unless you adapt, this has the bad feeling of a game where you're just staying afloat and hoping the Colts don't inch their way back in with a more full offense than what you have. And that is a very scary proposition that I don't like. Screen to Jonathan Taylor, who's got plenty of room. That's a first down, but he lost the ball at the end. The Colts punch it out of bounds. Literally punched it out of bounds to make sure a Packer couldn't recover it. Very heads-up play there. I think that's, Doolin, the wide receiver for the Colts. So Taylor lost the football after the screen. And yeah, that's a pure fumble. Eric Wilson knocked that out. And then as Xavier McKinney and other Packers were trying to bend their body back to the ball, Doolin comes running over, just kind of like lays into it, dives into it, punches it out of bounds, not allowing the Packers to actually recover it. Very heads-up play by Doolin to not even try to recover it. But that gives the Colts the ball at the 34-yard line. And now a handoff for Taylor going up the right side. Quay Walker trying to make the tackle, and he can't. Jonathan Taylor stiff arms him. And now it's up to Xavier McKinney, who shoves him out of bounds. About a 20-yard run for Jonathan Taylor. See, that's what I mean. Like, whether you want to or not, offense, you need to do something more. You have to do more than running at this juncture, because the Colts are beginning, their offense is beginning to click. This is 2 drives in a row now that they're moving down the field a lot easier. And that's a quick completion there to Alec Pierce, gain of about 8 through the air on the quick curl. Under 40 seconds now to go in the third. Richardson now up to 8 of 15 for 95 yards, and still no touchdowns, but 1 pick. Come on, D. Come on. 25 seconds to go. As I believe that's DeForest Buckner. That would be a huge loss for the interior of the Colts line, as he's getting carted off. 2nd and 2, another carry for Jonathan Taylor, but they stop him. Kenny Clark in on the tackle along with TJ Slayton. I think they're going to mark him short of the line. Sets up 3rd and very short for the Colts as we come back for the 4th quarter. 13-3 Green Bay. Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, nice stop on that carry there by Taylor. But also, I will say, too, on that longer run by Taylor that wound up being like 20-yard run, Quay Walker, you have to make that tackle. You have to. Quay Walker was the one who got to Taylor, and then it's not like Taylor completely stiff-armed him into oblivion and knocked him down, but Taylor was able to keep him at a distance and then run past. Quay, like, more than anyone else on the team, you as a linebacker have to stop that play right there. And that's part of the Quay Walker experience thus far, unfortunately. So McKinney is the one who got him out of bounds. Dan, what's up, Dan? LaFleur will be the one to lose us this game. I don't know if I can go that far. They have to adjust offensively. And I get what you're saying. If they lose this game, it's because they're not. Okay, yes. But they also should have a lead that is greater than what they do, right? Because of the Jacobs fumble, because of offensive linemen who forget their job, like that kind of thing. So it's hard for me to put it all on that, with the knowledge that this shouldn't even be as close of a game as 13-3, that this should be much more like 21, 24, 3, as opposed to 13-3. But the Packers offense has to adapt now. Like now. They cannot continue on. The Colts now are stopping them. I think it's just time for something different. So we'll see if they can. But I don't love the feel that we got right now as we're going into the fourth, up 13-3. Chris, what you got?
Quay had to look at the situation as your cat just mad, and you chase him crazy. Like, but swoop his tail. Don't want to hurt the cat.
I get what you're saying. Like, it's like chasing a toddler.
Yes.
Yeah. But also, Quay, I don't want to say you should hurt him, but it's okay to follow through on the contact of this individual. He plays for the other team. 3rd and 1 for the Colts. They have the ball on the 28-yard line on this 3rd and 1. Jonathan Taylor, I do believe, is on the sideline. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fans, get up. It's 3rd and 1.
Right?
4th quarter. Get up.
Get loud.
13-3. Richardson making adjustments at the line. They just circled whoever is back there, but I don't know who that is. All right, and snap to Richardson. Richardson with the option. He's got to kick it out, but Eric Wilson, yes! Yes, they stopped that beautifully. Eric Wilson. We're talking about buying beers for play. Buy a beer for Eric Wilson. That was the perfect way to defend that option. Richardson takes the snap, rolls out to the left, right? Wilson doesn't lunge at Richardson. He keeps him contained so that whether Richardson was going to run straight, whether he was going to pitch it, Wilson could still be in position to make the play. And Wilson beautifully did that. I just want to stress how perfectly played that was by Eric Wilson.
Yes. I mean, you talk quite often about over pursuit.
And he did.
That was the perfect.
Oh, it's no good.
So good.
13-3. 13-3. So a missed field goal maintains the Packers' 10-point lead. And the Packers now have some momentum back on their side. Eric Wilson. Yes. And then a missed field goal. Oh, it's so nice to see somebody else miss a field goal in the 4th quarter. Beautiful. All right, I don't have to adjust a dang thing. 13-3 Green Bay. Whew.
But yes, I mean, you talk quite often, especially on the defensive side, of not over pursuing.
Stick to
your
job.
The perfect way to play that.
Yeah, yes. Wilson played that to perfection. And then he did pitch it off. Like, Richardson made the right decision because the linebacker stayed with him. So he pitched it off to the running back. That was the correct option decision. But Wilson then just went to the running back. Great stuff. And then I don't want to say it's luck, but we will take another team missing a field goal for a change. 13-3. Oh, by the way, so there's been a number of flags in the game and everything. Like, the offensive line has screwed up. There was a weak holding call earlier, but all right, fine. There was also a roughing the passer on LVN that made me slap the laptop, and we missed, like, we were kind of out of transmission for a second as I had to restart things. Just a heads up if you're wondering how the roughing is going.
Oh, honey.
It was crap. I went silent for a while because I was angry, and then some cords fell out, and I had to restart everything, and I was silent for longer. So anyway, 13-3. Packers still in the lead.
I'll tell you what we tell our 4-year-old. I understand you're angry.
It wasn't
but
even that
that's
mad.
Not how we show our
Like,
anger.
it was my level of mad during a Packer game. It was just dramatic.
Oh, you're never dramatic.
You hush. Steve, what's up? Hi, John and Claudia and everyone. Hope everyone is doing good. You as well, Steve.
We're doing great.
Fantastic. Steve, I do see you've got the winter warning helmet there as your profile picture now on the YouTube. If anyone is interested, I saw that they're now like being shipped. The Packers, I don't have one yet, but the Salute to Service alternative helmet has now been released as well. They've done this 3 years in a row now, where there's been a Salute to Service helmet. They don't wear it in a game or anything. It's just a collectible, etc. And the first year was like olive green. Then last year they went with like a desert brown. This year it's white. It looks almost exactly like the winter warning helmet. So if anyone's interested, they are now out there. I saw them released. Okay, here we go. 14-12 to go in the fourth. Two backs in the backfield with Willis is using shotgun for first down, and it's a handoff to Josh Jacobs for about a gain of 2. Hey, I've been saying that all day. Yes, see? That's what I mean. Rushing today in the third quarter, 5 carries for -7. The Colts are selling out now to stop it. You have to keep them honest in some way, or progress will cease. And you can't hang on to 13-3 forever. So here we go. Shotgun. Reed in motion. He goes in. Now he's going back out. And it's, I think that was an option for Willis. He keeps it. Runs forward up the middle. Gains 3. Making it third and intermediate. And per the highlight reel going on, the Lions just took the lead over the Buccos with a rushing touchdown. See, that's not fun. I liked it better when the Lions were losing. Under 13-20 now to go in the game. No, what? Okay. I'm losing my words. Willis in shotgun for 3rd and 5. Takes a snap. This is going to be a real pass. A real pass! We're going deep to Dobbs. It's not a good pass, but it works. Complete to Romeo Dobbs, who had to come back on it. What a catch by Romeo Dobbs. Look at this. Oh, that's awesome. So,
that was his holy.
Yes, not at all a perfect throw, but Dobbs skies over Jones, who was not good in coverage last week for the Colts. Dobbs gets up and over him, making the catch. That's awesome.
Chad saying, Dobbs, oh my gosh. And now even Malik was like patting his own head.
They finally did it. All right, so now we're back to running. 1st and 10, carry for Jacobs, who tries. There is just nothing going. All of the Colts are there. 2-yard carry,
Folger
maybe.
boy saying Dobbs coming in clutch.
What's up, Folger? Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
That's a change in momentum they needed.
Yeah, he freaking did,
now
man.
You need to keep moving it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, like, that was a nice change up in the offense. They can't do it every play, and that throw kind of showed you why. It's just not there enough yet. But very well timed play to at least put themselves back into a scoring position again.
2nd and 9.
Whoop. Willis keeping it. Willis trying to find somewhere to go. That was so much movement to gain nothing. That's going to be 3rd and 9. He thought he had a yard, then he backed up. Then he thought he had a lane, then he backed up. And he winds up going out of bounds, gaining nothing. 11:30 to go.
But he didn't get sacked.
That's true. He didn't lose anything. So... Yep, that's better from Gary. And Chad also saying, can we talk about how important Dobbs is to our offense? Yeah, I will say, like, Dobbs, in my opinion, has always been I hate to use this word because it doesn't sum it up well, but Dobbs is probably the most replaceable skill set, just in terms of pure skill set. You know, he doesn't have the athletic profile. He doesn't have the route running. He's good, but he's not like a generational route runner, whatever. But he is the clutch receiver. He is the one that when you just need something, he's the guy you turn to. And that can't be replaced. Nor can his chemistry with Love when Love is the quarterback.
Jordan, you got to get off the field.
It's a timeout. He's paid enough. He can do whatever he wants. Also, did you see A.J. Dillon is there today? He's on the sideline. Of course, a player on IR is not obligated to be by the team. But today he was on the field all during warm-ups. Like he's still very much around the organization. Yeah, it was. It wasn't a perfect pass, but it was a pass that worked from Malik Willis. Excellent. Oh, and then Chad saying he may not be the freak Watson is, but Dobbs is a great possession receiver with great hands and sure routes. Yes, very much so. And then Chris with the shake and bake dance. Steve saying, has Lloyd been in at any time? Yes. Lloyd's most notable carry was called back because of a holding penalty. His very first carry in the NFL was like a 14-yard run. That didn't actually happen on the record book because of a holding penalty. But he has been in. I think he's up to like 6 carries.
Pressure. He is running. There's a flag. Throwing it away. And
we got a flag. Yep.
Yeah, something went wrong there.
So this is either going to be holding and back it up. Holding on Green Bay. Penalty is declined. 4th down. Zach Tom called for a penalty? Oh my. All right, let's see what we got here. But yeah, anyway, Lloyd has been in. Let me see if I can get you the real ticker. Lloyd, I think that's up to date. Yeah, it is. 4 carries, 13 yards for Marshawn Lloyd thus far.
Setting up for a field goal.
34-yard attempt for Narb. Steve, Mayfield just scored for the Buccaneers. Okay. All right, so the Buccos are back in the lead. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. Yeah. Narvison has not missed today. Woo-hoo. 16-3 is the lead. Flight risk, Snug Caldwell saying, great game by the defense, and it's only going to get better. Yeah, and that shouldn't be lost in all of this. Like, Richardson is having a terrible day for the Colts, in large part because of what the defense is doing. There have been some errant throws that had no business being errant. There have been some drops. But there have also been a number of plays forced by the defense. And that has been very, very encouraging coming off of last week's performance. Also, the other thing is, but how often have you heard me talk about missed tackles today from the Packers defense thus far? Much improved over last week. And I'm talking about more than just footing in on that slip and slide. It's just they're doing much better. Chad, we got a kicker. We do. Thus far, at least.
Right? Yeah. Don't forget we were saying this last week too, and
yeah,
then you missed one.
We only need to talk about the dark times. All right, 16-3.
A week ago.
It ended in a dark way.
That is true. You're not wrong. Okay.
16-3. I do feel a lot better with a 13-point lead than a 10-point lead. And that field goal, I mean, certainly a 2-score lead is better than what would have been a 7-point lead. So, on the right trajectory here, everybody. And time is, of course, ticking away on the Colts' potential comeback, as there is about 10:50 now to go in the game. Steve, I like our new kicker. I do too. Yes. Thus far, he's been pretty good. So we'll have to see. I mean, eventually, much like the Packers offense, the Colts offense eventually has to do something different too, right? Because we have not seen that many shots from Richardson down the field against this Packers defense. Like, we haven't seen him try for the 60-yard throw like he hit last week, or even the 54-yard throw that he hit last week. We haven't seen the Colts really try to drive. Their offensive, even though they've got all their guys, their offensive game plan has been fairly similar to the Packers, and then it's been very condensed. Well, now, Colts, you're down 16-3. They're going to have to do something over these final minutes as well. We'll just see if they do or not. Steve, saying.
Kittle went off the field on a cart for any fantasy players.
Oh, and that would be, I mean, if he's got to miss any time, that is a huge loss to what the Niners do. Not just as a receiver, but Kittle, one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. That would be a huge loss to their run game.
Then we got Janelle here manifesting, saying Colts are due for a turnover.
I like it. Let's force that out of Richardson.
I will not be opposed.
Right.
I didn't see the other ones, so Packers got to make up for the fact that I wasn't here. We got Flight Risk saying if he makes a bad throw downfield, we will take it away. We have a lot of playmakers this year.
Yeah.
Okay makers.
Well, and Xavier McKinney's shown it through 2 weeks, right? I mean, 2 weeks, 2 picks by Xavier McKinney. He's been everything as advertised and everything we hoped for back there.
Yes.
All right, so under 10 on the play clock already. 10:50 to go in the game. Colts with the ball at the 30-yard line. Richardson in
4,
shotgun.
3, takes a snap.
He takes a snap, drops back. Yes, they are going to be airing it out. And there is a deep throw. Hey, look at that. And that is complete to number 10. I don't remember who that is off the top of my head, but complete down the field to number 10 for the Colts. Nice gain there. I mean, that puts them into, and that is Evan Williams on the field. Someone was asking about Evan Williams earlier. Evan Williams is getting snaps in this game, apparently. Richardson takes the snap and shotgun, drops back. He's going deep again, and it's excellent coverage. Excellent coverage by Carrington Valentine on Michael Pittman. Incomplete pass. Valentine was all over that, and Richardson had no business throwing that ball.
Mm-hmm. Jennings saying, did something happen to Stokes? I've noticed Valentine out there lately. I'm going to check this out on Stokes.
Okay, yes, please do. I mentioned it earlier, I think, before you joined us, Chad.
Almost caught that.
Yeah.
Like, almost intercepted.
It feels like Valentine has overtaken Stokes in this game. But we were talking earlier about how, like, Stokes and Valentine do some things differently as corners.
Did!
Wilson! Yes! Interception, Eric Wilson!
Can we just go back to Janelle? Thank you, Janelle, for, like I said, manifesting. That is beautiful.
Eric Wilson, have yourself a game. First of all, perfect
Janelle,
containment.
I called it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Dollar High saying, Wilson!
I mean, this is 2 drives in a row for Eric Wilson. Because in the last drive, he had the perfect quarterback contain on the QB option. Now the interception. Eric Wilson, have yourself a game, buddy.
Richardson was just trying to push and push and push. Yeah. And it was almost intercepted by Valentine. And then he kept pushing. And
yes.
Said, all right, I'll be your receiver.
All right, 10 to go in the game. 16-3 Green Bay. Willis taking the snap, handing it off to Jacobs. A broken record. And that's a gain of about 2.5-ish for Josh Jacobs, setting up second down.
Button.
Hand off to Jacobs. Oh, well, look at that. Kebbles is back.
So we can start building the statue again?
No, because last time we talked about the statues where it went bad.
Yes.
No. We're not going to say it this week. Not yet.
Halfway's
Eric
feeling
Wilson,
pretty good up in the box with his Diet Coke.
Malik Wilson, 9 of 11 for 94 yards. Love to see it. All right, here we go. Willis in shotgun. And, he keeps it. Doesn't hand it off to Jacobs. Goes over the top. That's Romeo. Up to about the 43.
That's seriously. I mean, like, their play actions, their fakes are actually pretty good.
Yeah. They're effective
There's
today.
been a couple where I've just been like, again to Jacobs. And I was like, oh, never mind. That was not.
That's because we're so much better. Like, we're so used to it.
Right.
3 catches, 62 yards for Romeo Dobbs now.
All right.
Understood. Breaking the statue. Let's see. Willis now under center. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Marshawn Lloyd. There you go, Steve. Gain of about 2.5 for Marshawn Lloyd. Flight Risk saying, I think Valentine is better than Stokes. So the thing is, like, this is what I was explaining earlier. They're both man corners, but in very different ways. Valentine is the corner that you want with more press man, more jamming them at the line. Think man closer up, right? Stokes is so unbelievably sticky down the field. Now, I know Valentine had perfect coverage on Pittman, but just generally speaking, what their strengths are is Valentine press, Stokes down the field man. So I wonder if more than just a true benching.
Reed in motion, handoff to Jacobs.
Jacobs making dudes miss. Pulls. There we go. Making guys miss. 15-yard gain for Josh Jacobs. Packers be cooking. So the thing is, I just wonder if more than like a pure move for Valentine up the depth chart above Stokes, if this is actually just more like in the game plan against Richardson, in the game plan against these wide receivers, plus Valentine being at least a little bit better than Stokes against the run, it's more of a matchup thing than a benching of Stokes, to be determined until we learn more after the game or hear from LaFleur or just see next week. Oh, I clicked on that one already. Let's see. We'll catch up on the second in a minute. Whoa! Jacobs hit twice in the backfield. He's trying to find anywhere to go. That play was a disaster.
Yeah.
And he's brought down behind the line. Ultimately, I think that's going to go for a loss of 1.
That was pretty ugly.
I mean, the handoff to Jacobs happened, and he immediately had some dude there, and then he broke that one. Then he immediately had another dude there, and broke that one, and then lost 1. Very, very hard fought loss of 1 on that carry for Jacobs.
All right. We got Commando saying could not be more stoked on this defense performance.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts haven't helped themselves a lot, but the defense is, it's legit today. Really, really encouraging. All right, here we go. Dobbs in motion. And that's play action. Willis keeps it. Then Willis dumps it off to Luke Musgrave. I do believe that's Musgrave's first catch of the game. Gain of 6 there for Luke Musgrave. Chad saying can't find any injuries news on Stokes. Looks like you're right on Valentine, possibly taking Stokes over in this game. Maybe of what Valentine does well, press man. Yeah, that's just my guess right now, Chad. We'll find out more. And then Steve Jacobs now up over 150 yards. When Love comes back, so we definitely make the Super Bowl. This team is talented enough to. Kebble's saying Lions, Vikings, Jets, Niners, all losing? Beat the Vikings in a few weeks, and you're right in this. Oh yeah. Now Texans do the good work tonight, please.
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6.
Snap.
Willis dropping back. We're throwing the ball. Oh, we throwing the ball now. That's a gain of 7 to Dontavian Wicks. First down.
Sorry.
Yeah, Wicks had a touchdown earlier too.
Ooh.
I know.
Actually catching the ball. We love Wicks catching the ball.
He did have one that was like he
got his feet in there. That's
he did.
beautiful.
That's a completion. Nice job,
Yes.
Dontavian Wicks.
He even watched his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Scott, if you're still with us, that's your guy. There you go. 5:50 to go now in the game. Green Bay up 13. Feeling better and better about this lead of 13.
Read in motion.
And it's a handoff to Emmanuel Wilson. And Wilson gains 1. What you doing?
Right?
Milk the cow.
Right?
Milk the cow.
We're in Wisconsin.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Maybe because Vikings playing the 49ers, so obviously not losing. But, I mean, Sam Darnold, I count that as a loss. Oh, yeah, I didn't even catch that in your first comment. But, yeah. How long can Sam Darnold hold out? Just being great for the Vikings. There you are, Rashawn. You enjoy the shade. Take a nice little break. All right, under 5:10 to go in the game. 2nd and 9 for Green Bay. Of course, they're looking to take as much time off as they humanly can.
Some motion from Bo.
Bo with all the motion. And just for a handoff to Marshawn Lloyd, who gets decked at about the 1. He kind of ran into his own line there. Yeah. And he's got a little hiccup in his giddy up, it looks like. Lloyd, I'm going to guess, is going to come off now. 3rd and 9. Colts take up their first timeout. 2 timeouts to go. Green Bay also has 2 timeouts to go. 4:57 left in the game. Malik Willis doing just enough. And you know what the thing is, too? Let's just say, for Malik Willis, I know we've talked about how the offense is capped, right? We've got that one deep ball, and it wasn't great. I don't want to make it sound like Willis is being deficient. He is being hyper efficient in what they are asking him to do. It hasn't been perfect, no. But, I mean, look at the stat line. It speaks for itself. 12 of 14, 122, 1 touchdown. He's had some success as a runner. That's what they've asked him to do, is be hyper efficient and keep things afloat. Today, it's working. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens next week with Love.
3rd and 9.
If it's Willis again. Willis takes a snap. Oh, and he running up the middle.
Not enough.
Quinnipiac was just chilling at the line of scrimmage waiting for Malik Willis. And Willis had nowhere else to go, so he ran up to him. And so he gains a couple. 4th and 5 officially. Anthony, what's up? My friends just wanted to say hi. Keep it going, Packers. Isn't it? Hello, Anthony.
And then we got some news from Steve saying Justin Jefferson is hurt. Went back to the locker room.
Oh, my. Folger Boy also saying, go Pack, go. Yeah. That would be huge for the Vikings if that's the
This is
case.
going to be quite the start of the year with some very big names getting injured between last week and this week.
Kick is up. Kick is up.
Kick is not good. Nor.
Narveson misses. It goes over the upright.
Okay, y'all in the comments need to stop saying we have a kicker because we did this last week. And then
that's true.
Shush.
True. That's true.
Keep your mouth shut.
Next week, no comments about Narveson until game's done. Yeah.
I do kind of love his name though, because then you go
Narv.
like from Australia. Andrew's saying, I'll take this performance from a backup any day of the week. Just don't make costly mistakes. I mean,
right.
No
and the thing is, like, he's not lighting the world on fire, right? He also hasn't royally messed up. And what more do you want out of your backup quarterback who's in? Willis is doing what they are asking him to do. You would love if he had a little bit more capabilities, if the offense had more capabilities to get the ball down the field. But ultimately, at the end of the day, he's doing what they're asking him to do. And we should be thankful that that's the performance we're getting out of Willis. And like Chad says, hasn't turned the ball over. That's been huge.
Yep.
Yes. He has been very careful with the ball.
Yes. Steve saying Kittle is back on the field.
Yep.
Kevin Kebble's law of averages caught up to our boy. Good news, the counter reset. So we got like 5 good kicks before we worry again.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if you can be consistent on your make 5, miss 1, make 5, miss 1. At least you're predictable. It's something.
Yeah, 5, 6. There's too much in my head to do math. I mean, if he stays at a 5 of 6 clip, that's 83%. It's better than Anders last year.
Commando G-Man saying, so we have a kicker and a backup quarterback. Very nice.
Yes, indeed. Well, we kind of have a kicker.
Yes.
Kind of. All right.
Stay calm.
We kind of have a backup quarterback. You know, we're surviving.
Right?
All right.
Yes.
We're at the lead. We'll take it.
Yes. We can survive.
All right. So 16-3, 4:10 to go in the game. And now you got to be thinking to yourself, like, okay, the Colts offense has not capitalized to this point. So now, like, you're beginning to feel a little bit better. Ultimately, you still wish for this to be more than a 13-point lead at this juncture, just so you feel good, right?
Kevin Kimmel saying, not gonna lie, the 5 kicks I pulled out of nowhere, it just sounded good. So, Brent.
Roll with it.
Right?
Yeah.
Chris Hand saying,
who worries about numbers during the game? We'll get to that in the shows this week.
We have a kick. Just kidding. Kevin Kebble's only have 6 less passing yards than they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take it. Richardson in shotgun takes the snap, dropping back. Oh, there are Packers
backfield.
all over the backfield. But he does get rid of it. Completes it to former Packer Tyler Goodson, who's their number 3 running back. He makes the catch, a couple-yard gain. I loved Tyler Goodson. I wanted him on this team last year.
That.
Brian Gutekunst disagreed. 2nd and 8 now for the Colts.
Damn it, Brian.
God. All right, 2nd and 8. Mm-hmm.
Woo! We are putting on some pressure. It doesn't matter. He still got it off to it with a beautiful pass to Pierce. But we are putting the pressure on, which, as we have seen, you put the pressure on Richardson, he's bound to mess up.
Yeah, defense now is in seek and destroy mode. Like, end this game right now is, I think, what the defense's mentality is. That was probably Richardson's best ball of the day. Richardson stepping up. He tries to throw it to a slipping Alec Pierce. Pierce, like zombified, got an arm up there and kind of knocked down his own pass as he was trying to catch it.
Easier to catch a ball when you're on your feet.
It's true. The Packers would know.
Yes.
And he was open. Oh, my goodness. They are lucky that Pierce was slipping and Richardson didn't like square his feet to make that throw at all because he was open.
That could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
That could have been an easy touchdown.
Like, the Packers did have a safety over the top, but at very least it would have been a massive chunk gain to get him into field goal range.
2nd and 10.
Packers defense was shouting at each other about something beforehand, but there is a completion. So a 2nd and 10 completion to Michael Pittman gives the Colts a 1st down. Just over 3 minutes to go in the game. Keep in mind, both teams do have 2 timeouts. 3 minutes. Richardson in shotgun again. They're going no huddle. He takes a snap. It's another bad snap. It's too low. He throws over the middle to no one. Incomplete pass. Even a couple Packers look confused as to where that ball was going. And that makes it 2nd and 10. Fortunately, no one over the top to catch that one.
Yes, yeah. Chatting saying that missed field goal could come back to bite us.
Totally.
Always can.
Yeah.
And Kevin Kebbell saying, Jada, time for your first pick 6.
We would take it.
Yes.
We would absolutely take it.
Yes. But if you catch it, you can also just go down.
Also acceptable. If you catch it in the end zone. Go the freak down,
Yes.
Jair. Yeah.
Just be done.
All right, 2:52 to go. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Colts taking all their time, coming off of a stopped clock. 2nd and 10. Richardson drops back, and he just kind of shovel passes it up to 83. Looks to be about another first down. See, now, right as I said, the Packers defense looked in seek and destroy. Now they seem to be backing up. They're just fine with the Colts taking time. Now the Packers defense appears to be just fine with giving up these 8-yard, these 9-yard, 10-yard plays as long as it's eating up clock.
3rd and 1. Woo!
And pressure from Preston Smith, but Richardson evades. Richardson has room for the first, opts not to take it. Instead, he throws it to Alec Pierce along the sideline, who gets out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:17.
Preston's like, come on, man. I'm not meant to run like this.
Right? I mean, that was
chasing.
That was a really, like, Richardson could have just picked up the one on the ground, but he dumps it off there to Pierce there, getting 10 more yards. So first down for the Colts. 2:17 to go in the game as the clock is stopped. Colts at least trying to break into this Packer lead. Still 16-3. Richardson in shotgun again.
Yeah.
And
get loud.
they obviously don't like what they're seeing, because I'm thinking this is timeout Colts. Maybe?
Or we're just taking our time. They're not going to tell us.
Fox, you want to give us an update? Oh, we got a challenge. Ooh. Matt LaFleur, what you challenging?
Why?
Maybe that someone was out of bounds when he caught it? That
he definitely
Pierce, like,
wasn't. I don't think he was. He had his feet planted.
All right, let's see.
I don't like when Matt challenges.
He doesn't have the best record.
No.
So what are they saying?
Because he's definitely in.
He's
like
fully
100%
in. Matt, you're even right there, Matt. He is challenging whether it was inbounds, right? Someone with the sound on, just to confirm that. Like, he is, right? I don't... Pretty clearly in.
I just wish that Matt LaFleur wasn't holding the challenge flag sometimes. Because, like, that was just bad. Yeah, that, like, what was the point of that?
Unless, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is, like, they just... LaFleur figured, hey, let's throw it and just see, because I'm not going to use up 2 timeouts anyway. I don't know. To me, it's just silly.
Right? Like, I just...
Oh, okay. All right. So Kebbell's saying challenge just to give the defense a second to breathe, perhaps. Not at a TV anymore. I mean, that is logical. I hadn't considered that. It's basically like taking a timeout.
Right, yeah.
Right? Except it could be even longer.
Right.
So, yeah,
and, like,
all right.
Maybe there could be a possibility that no good.
Yeah.
No good.
Incomplete passes. The ball is on the ground. So, yeah, I mean, in that way, I guess that makes sense, Kebbell's, right? Like, you know that a challenge takes longer than a timeout. You want to use the timeout to give your defense a break anyway.
And at worst
all right.
case, or,
logically, I can get with that.
The best case is maybe there wasn't.
Maybe you hit the lottery and for some reason it works. Yeah. All right. No, I get it. I'm on board. All right. I'm been talked into it. Good job, everybody. Jagavi saying smart challenge. Just a chip in there at the end. Yeah.
Steve saying Goff threw another interception.
Good. All right, so Richardson dancing in the pocket has to just contort his body and get that thing off. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. The Packers are allowing Richardson to do nothing right now. 2:07 to go.
Cam Kebbell saying, yeah, timeout, but a few minutes longer and a damn nice work.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I have been convinced. I'm with you. This makes sense.
Yes. So we are now 3rd and 10.
All right,
2
good job,
minutes,
Matthew.
7 Matthew.
Yeah, that's his formal name.
2 minutes, 7 seconds left in the game.
All right.
3, 2,
Richardson
1,
wants to snap the ball. The center is not
0.
snapping the ball.
Jeez.
But not a delay of game. He did get that off before double zeros.
This
Couple yard carry for the
this
Colts.
Center Richardson connection is not great.
That's happened a few times already, like where Richardson has been aggressively.
You can see, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, almost the old like Rodgers used to do that, and then inevitably he would call a timeout and stomp off the field. Yeah. No, I said contort his body, Chris. Calvin Kevel saying, I love this NFL Week 2 script so far. Yeah, let's check on what are all the scores. 16-3 Packers, of course. But then 41-19. Sweet goodness. 2 weeks in a row, the Saints put up a 40-burger. 41-19 over the Cowboys. Buccos now leading the Lions 2016. 17-17 between Jets Titans. 2014 Vikings over the Niners. Boy, that would be a massive upset. Then we got 2017 Pats over the Seahawks. Pats, they might be 2-0. Woo! Giants over the Commanders 18-15. Chargers over the Panthers 26-3. Browns over the Jaguars 16-13. And then Ravens over the Raiders 22-13. Well, at least the AFC seems to be going according to plan.
Right.
The NFC. Interesting, too, that the Titans and Jets are locked up at 17. Packers, of course, going against the Titans next week in Tennessee. That should be a fun matchup. A very, very different Titans team than the one we have faced for years. No Derrick Henry, now more of a passing offense. Going to be a different game than what we've been used to the last few. Matt Le Chef for sure. He'll be cooking today. I would have called a couple more shots downfield, but all right. He's doing great.
Kevin Kevin's also saying 49ers have not won against the Vikings away in over 20 years, if I recall.
Minneapolis, have any haunted hotels that we don't know about or something that they're staying in? That is always one of my favorite things. Whenever teams have to travel to Milwaukee, especially to play the Brewers, and then you hear the stories of like them staying at the haunted hotel. I always love hearing about that.
And the one player on the team that says, "Hell no."
Yeah, who is it? Like Mookie Betts, I think, for the Dodgers.
I will pay for my own hotel. That is fine, but there's no way that I'm staying in that place.
Because he had a spooky experience when he was younger at that hotel, I guess, early in his career. So now he pays for his own hotel because staying there. I think that's Mookie Betts from the Dodgers, but I always love to hear that stuff. All right, here we go. Closing in on the final minutes now. 2 minutes to go in the game officially. 4th and 6 for the Colts, who are going for it rather than cutting it down to a 10-point deficit. Colts, of course, trying to get this down to a 5-point deficit. Chad, yeah, there is. I can talk about that in a second when we have a break. Richardson in just shotgun.
Oh, man, there's a flag.
Ooh, flag! And Richardson looks dismayed. Yay!
Oh, false start.
Ruh-roh. That makes 4th and 6 a lot harder. Oh, and Quentin Nelson, too? One of the best guards in the league? Ruh-roh.
We felt that last week. Yeah. Nice to see somebody else feel that a bit.
What did he do? No, don't show me Richardson reacting. Show me why it was a penalty.
Right. Matt's happy.
Whatever. Okay. 4th and 6 now becomes 4th and 11 as the Colts are backed up to the 15-yard line. Richardson in shotgun. I do believe that's Taylor. No, that's not Taylor next to him. Richardson steps up in the pocket. He's trying to find something to go. You got to get him out before the first. I don't think they did. I think he got the first. So he runs for the first down. Packers couldn't get him out in time. Quay Walker, Kenny Clark running next to him.
Kenny
just couldn't get there.
He got that.
Yeah, he got that. Yeah, he's got it. Because when that foot touches out, that ball's over. He's got it. First down. You let the QB run for a first down on you. Richardson now 15 to 28, 185, 2 picks. I mean, what? Like, he did get it, right? Yeah, everything's still in when he crosses. That's got to be a first down. All right. So 16-3. Anyway, Chad, yes, I think it's the Pfister in Milwaukee. It is one of Milwaukee's, like, it's a beautiful hotel. It's one of Milwaukee's oldest hotels. Fantastic hotel downtown that has been rumored to be haunted forever. And there's a lot of teams when they're on the road and travel in Milwaukee, they stay at the Pfister. And the Brewers are fully aware of it. They're good with it. And there's been this thing for years. Look it up, Chad. Like a whole bunch of visiting players to play the Brewers have stories of like spooky stuff happening in their hotels. It's really funny to look into.
He got a first down.
Yeah.
All that because he got a first down.
Yeah. Minute 53 to go.
Okay.
All right, so now the Colts are up with the ball on the 4-yard line.
An interception at this point in time would be very welcomed.
Yeah. Richardson, he's throwing into the end zone. He's got a dude wide open. There's Alec Pierce. Wide open.
Yeah, Richardson does not look happy at all.
Yeah, to your point, Chad, he still kind of looks dismayed.
Yes. Like, he just got a touchdown, and he's walking off.
I mean, they still got a lot of work to do. But, yeah, I mean, Pierce just kind of runs back to the end zone. Nixon stayed up closer to the line on the end zone. I mean, Pierce kind of ran in and then went back out it was a back corner of the end zone. Nixon didn't back up his zone, though. Nixon stayed up close to the line of the end zone. Pierce wound up being wide open.
The kick is
Easy touchdown. Easy touchdown. 16-10. Yeah, all right. Minute 47 to go. I don't know how Joe Flacco isn't starting somewhere this year. I'll say that. But 16-10. Minute 47 to go. Now Green Bay, the whole operation has got to be taking as much time as you possibly can. Richardson may have accuracy issues. That doesn't mean that I want to go against Anthony Richardson in any kind of long ball situation. Yeah. He has a cannon. And I don't even want to give him the chance at a Hail Mary. So if you're Green Bay, the only goal right now is to get a minute and 47 taken off the clock. And it's going to be made that much tougher by the fact that the Colts still have 2 timeouts. So that is their only objective right now, is take up every single second they can.
I wonder how much the people who decide which shots are shown on TV get paid.
A lot.
I don't want to see.
To my understanding, oftentimes the guy who's in charge of, like, go to camera 2, go to camera 4, go to camera 6, whatever, that's generally like the director.
Yeah, I don't want to see Richardson spitting out his water.
It just shows you that he's tired.
I don't care. It's gross. Like, it's just gross.
I know. But yeah, those guys
show me the flag.
They get paid.
People being frustrated.
All right, so onside attempt. Now, this is the first time I think we're seeing this. An onside kick can't be a surprise anymore because, as you see, all of the special teamers are lined up with the kicker. There you go. Nice. Green Bay recovers it. So on a typical kickoff now, the kicker is behind the rest of the line of pursuit from his special teamers. On an onside, they have to declare that it's onside, and they line up even with the kicker like a traditional kickoff.
Beautiful.
So
get it and get down.
Packers knew it was coming, and they grabbed the ball. Here we go. Offense now on to the field. I'll still take it, all things considered. Absolutely. Janelle, the missed field goal is lingering big right now. Absolutely, it is, Janelle. Couldn't agree more. Jagavi, have to go to work now. Go Pack, go. Have fun at work, Jagavi. Go Pack, go. Jacobs getting the handoff. Jacobs dancing. Gains about 4 on the ground. Makes up 2nd and 6. Colts, I got to believe, just used a timeout as the clock is not ticking. So got to think they just used up one of theirs. Chris saying, obviously, I can't remember the topic of conversation last year, but do you all put up Halloween decorations early or later? You all do Halloween parties. This year, probably not, because we have a wedding that we're working on, and that's everything.
Yep, middle of October, we are getting married.
Yes. So Halloween is an afterthought this year. You will probably see a few things at the desk, though. But in terms of, festivities, no, probably not this year. Kebble's saying, go win the game. Quote from Matt LaFleur. Let's play our best ball in 2 minutes. Yep. Take up every single second you can.
Yes.
Minute 41 to go. Under 10 seconds left.
2nd and 7.
On the play clock.
3, 2, 1. Another timeout from the Packers.
But they... Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, at first, the Colts used a timeout to stop the clock. Now, though, the Packers obviously didn't like alignments or whatever. They're opting to use their last timeout, which I will say, this is the one scenario where having that other timeout would have been nice to have. Because let's say, hypothetically, the Colts get the ball here quick and score a touchdown. Okay, now you're losing with under a minute to go and no timeouts, less than ideal. So burning that timeout on the challenge, this is the scenario that it could go bad.
For a gain of maybe 1.
Sets up 3rd and 6, and that'll be the Colts using up their last timeout. Minute 35 to go.
3rd and 8.
Oh, thank you, Flyris.
Thank you. 3rd and 6. Final timeout. So no timeouts left on the board. Minute 35 left in the game. 16 for the Packers, 10 for the Colts.
So you know here that the Packers, they're probably going to run. They want to take as much time off the clock as they can. This is probably going to be a run. The Colts are going to be breaking. Even though it's 3rd and 6, they're going to be bracing for what is probably a run. This has to be blocked well.
It's a run.
Indeed, it is a run.
And it's horribly blocked, which leads us to 4th and 6.
That was the worst
4th and 5.
possible
Ooh, we got 1 yard.
thing.
1 yard.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, so time is ticking. Now, it should go down all the way to like 52 seconds by the time they get this off. Let's see here. Are they going for it on 4th? Are they going to try a super long field goal? I did see Narveson was good in pregame, granted with no lines or anything like that, but he was good in pregame from 60.
7, 6.
They are not trying for it,
5,
though.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, all right. So take off every single 49 seconds left. Thank you, guys. So that's a purposeful delay of game, I gotta believe. And now they're gonna put out
Dan Wheeland.
I don't know. Kevin Kettle's saying, I do frankly take a delay, hard count. Dan saying LaFleur sucks at crunch time. I mean, you take that delay of game to get every single possible second off, right? Now, Dan Whelan, the Irishman back there, the all-world punter, takes a snap and he boots it up. He's trying to short kick this. Oh, and it works. Fair catch at the 5. Holy crap, do we have a punter. Dan Whelan.
Chad saying anxiety level high.
Higher than it should be. Yeah.
And then it happened. We got a great punter. Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Dan Whelan is very, very good. Okay.
So they were on about the 40. So a field goal attempt for Narveson. He was good from 60 in pregame. Field goal attempt would have been 57-ish, depending on where exactly they were. And you make it a 2-score game. Like if he hits that field goal, it's game over, right? Under a minute to go, up 2 scores. Instead, you do a short punt. You do pin him at the 5. This part has worked successfully, but now your defense has to stand tall for 40 seconds. Richardson over the middle. Quay deflected it, but still caught by Alec Pierce across the middle. Time is ticking as he was brought down in bounds.
That was almost.
Quay, catch the ball.
God, and
Quay.
that's why Pierce is on offense and Quay is on defense. Because that should have been an interception.
He had both hands on it. It was right to him. Instead, he deflects it up. Pierce makes the catch. Quay, catch the freaking ball, man. Pierce, all credit to Pierce for sticking with that, adjusting, making the catch, hauling it in to at least get the Colts some yards. 26 seconds left on the clock now. Colts with the ball at the 20. And look at how tight the Packers are playing defensively. I do believe that was pulled out on the telecast. They're letting Richardson throw it deep. And Richardson airmails that above his receiver, Evan Williams, there as the ball is floating out of bounds. 3rd and 10, 19 seconds to go. Yeah, Evan Williams, your deep coverage there as Keyshawn Nixon tripped.
Yeah, tripped on the back of.
So Richardson had the right idea. He went to the right guy, but he completely overthrew that. 20 seconds to go.
Come on, people, get loud. 3rd and 10.
Come on. 20 seconds to go. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Richardson in shotgun again. Oh, Richardson scrambling. He's rolling out to the left with pressure from Kingsley Enagbare. He's got all the time, and now he's running. He's running.
Going.
This is where the deep coverage kills you, and he picks up a bunch. 9 seconds to go.
1st and 10 with 9.
Little limp now for Richardson. Maybe he tweaked a little something. I don't like it.
9 seconds. 9 seconds.
Logically, they're still fine, but this feels grosser than it should. The Packers shouldn't be in this position. That's what's frustrating. All right.
Playing it long back.
Oh, 9 seconds and they got to get a touchdown? Yeah. Yeah. 3 on the play clock. Richardson takes the snap. Colts with the ball at the 41. Now he's throwing out towards the sideline. Boy, McDuffie, you best be playing penalty free. Ogletree, the intended receiver. Richardson now is going to have to air it out. 5 seconds to go now. Now it's going to have to be an end zone shot, or at least darn close.
I see you saying ball on the what?
41.
Okay.
Still on the Colts' own side of the field. They haven't yet crossed mid. So they're on the 41. They need 59 to get into the end zone and tie it up before the extra point attempt.
2nd and 10.
Okay. 5 seconds to go in the game. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to have to be, this can't be another post to the corner or something like that, unless it's really, really quick. Under 3 on the play clock. Richardson takes the snap. Packers in Hail Mary defense, rushing 5. Everyone else way back. The pass is going to the end zone, or at least close. There it is. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So there it was. The Hail Mary attempt by the Colts does not work. It's deflected up. Evan Williams is the one who comes down with the pick. Packers get the win. Oh, yeah. All right. So they didn't even get it to the end zone, which with Richardson is shocking. The ball was about at the 10-yard line. Packers deflected up. Looks like Pittman had some kind of chance at it, but Williams is the one behind it all who comes up with his first career interception after getting no defensive snaps last week. Super happy for him. Super happy for Malik Willis, notching win number 1. Now it's all about Jordan Love, but what a game for the Green Bay Packers today, doing what they needed to do to get the win. It wasn't always pretty. At times it was hyper efficient. At times it was frustrating. But Green Bay Packers get the win over the Indianapolis Colts, 16-10. Packers now 1-1 on the season. And now it all turns to Tennessee next week. Of course, the status of Jordan Love will be reported on all the time.
Yes.
And everything else, keep her going. So let's just finish up a couple here. Commando G-Man saying they executed the run plan, knew that it would keep it close. Good, solid win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did what they had to do, right? It wasn't always pretty. At times it was frustrating. At times I didn't agree with every decision, but ultimately they did enough and they get the win. What a performance by the defense on the whole. What a performance by Josh Jacobs. He deserves a huge shout out for carrying the load. Malik Willis not screwing it up.
Yes.
Really good stuff all around. Did it for 10. Go Pack Go. And Scott saying have a great week. John and Claudia, thank you. Yes.
Thank you too.
Scott, we will be back next week. As I said, though, it might be week 4. 1 week coming up. I'm going to take that week to watch the game with my son and my dad. Just look on the channel for announcements and stuff. But a week off coming up soon. But we will be here next week. So thanks, everybody. Time for us to get on here. Kevin Keppel speaking in with one more. Williams, don't let anyone ever take that pick ball away from you, ever. Right? It's your first pick. You get to keep it, Williams. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. I'm going to just take a few minute break here, let my voice recover. And then I'll hop on live again, just giving my quick thoughts after the game. So I'll be on real soon for that. Just a few minutes to give my quick thoughts. And then tomorrow, be on the lookout for shout outs and get outs after I get a chance to dive in a little bit more. All right, everybody, have a great day. And as always,
Go
Pack,
Pack,
go.